And welcome everybody here to Richardson, Texas. We are at the stadium of Richardson Berkner tonight as they take on the Rockwall Yellowjackets at Wildcat Ram Stadium. This is Jeremy Bryant filling in for Billy Quinton. We have David Sweet with us, of course, along with the folks here from Rockwall ISD, Lisa and Jet, helping us set up for the 2025 season opener. And glad to have you with us. The Rockwall Yellowjackets and the Berkner Rams. And two teams meeting for just the second time ever. And David, a lot of excitement around this Rockwall team as they are ready, coming off a 6-6 season, 12 straight years they won a playoff game.
Absolutely, man. And you're right. There's lots of things to be excited about. We've spent some time visiting, of course, with Coach Brooks, and he's very, very excited about this season, and we know why. This team is, very talented, loaded, and ready to go. So this is it's. And I tell you what, Jeremy, there's nothing like that first week as you get things going. Not only is it cool from the standpoint, it's always exciting the first week of the season, but pretty cool on our end, pulling back the curtain to be part of something special as we transition over to here, as the broadcast has been taken in-house to the RISD. So a shout-out to everyone. Of course, our athletic director, Greg Priest, and Chris Curtis did an outstanding job with Lisa and Jed, as you mentioned a moment ago. We want to thank them so much for all their hard work in getting this thing ready, and I know these guys have worked hard. They're exhausted.
Yes.
But we're so proud to be part of something special. In our intro just a moment ago, got one other thing you got to mention. You talked about cue ball, which we'll talk about as cue ball's off this week, and he'll be back with us to join us next week. But thank you for joining us this week and filling in for him. So we'll talk a lot about him, but the legendary cameraman, man.
Okay,
if he heard you, you'd get in trouble for leaving off the Hall of Famer, the gold medal jacket winner.
Mesquite Billy, of course, running camera for us here tonight.
But a cool guy. This is exciting. Ready to start this new season. We know the Rams are ready to go here at Berkner, and being able to host us here, as you said, Wildcat Ram, or Ram Wildcat, depending on who you talk to. That's how they kind of call this thing. But Rockwall's ready to go. Coach Brooks got these kids fired up, and this is going to be fun tonight, Jeremy.
Yeah, on your screen right there, you see that's actually Lake Highlands High School right beyond the visitors' bleachers next to Wildcat Ram Stadium. And so coming up here on the pregame show, in fact, Billy Quinton would have a long conversation with the head coach, Trey Brooks, now in his sixth season as the head coach of the Jackets. We'll have that coming up for you. We'll kind of look deeper into both of these teams and some individuals that both of these teams have several players that are either already committed to Division I programs or have several offers from D1 programs. We'll highlight those players later on. And we'll kick this thing off at 7 o'clock as Rockwall last year rallied back to beat Berkner and hoping to win for the second year in a row over the Rams. You mentioned we're hyped up. Well, I guess we should start off with a hype video as we get going here. We're going to thank all of our sponsors. We'll get to them later on as well. And we'll take a timeout. We come back. We will be joined when giving that interview earlier this week with Billy and Coach Brooks. You're watching live coverage of Rockwall ISD football on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
It's been 278 days since we last took the gridiron, but the wait is over. The Rockwall ISD Sports Network starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your have fun, play Rockwall football.
It's been 278 days since we last took the gridiron, but the wait is over. The Rockwall ISD Sports Network starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, start your have fun, play Rockwall football.
Investing in you and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is the Alliance Bank pregame show, and as usual, joined by Rockwall head coach Trey Brooks. Coach, good to see you. We're in person now. Normally we did Zoom.
Yeah, this is nice.
But now, for you, it's nice. I was in the comforts of my own house when we used to do the Zoom.
I was hoping you'd be sitting over here next to me.
Well, it was suggested that I come sit next to you, but I didn't want it to look like – I didn't want our wives questioning anything. Okay, let's just put it that way. But Chris Curtis is cracking the whip, and I had to come to you here in the office. So let's just fight through this and see how it goes. I did convince him not to put me on camera. So it's just you. And so, all right, you're starting the season, your sixth season here in Rockwall. And as we know, it's most of the time coaches in their sixth seasons when they start getting pot bellies. They're called that grizzly veteran coach. They're short-tempered. But you seem to be, going against that trend. Not trim. You are trim. That's what I'm getting to. So what's happening here? It looks like, have we been working out? Because you look like me a lot. Nobody can see me on camera, but we look similar.
Man, yeah, I just trying to, just get a mental break during the day, give a little time, get in there and not have to think about anything. That's kind of just become part of the routine.
So you work out, I eat mint chocolate chip ice cream. So we just do it different. We'll just say that. Okay, let's go ahead and let's get to the important stuff. Fall practice is in the books. Very excited about this upcoming season. And I want to start out with one of the bigger surprises last year was the terrible surprise, or the terrible thing was Landon Locke going down. Brent Rickard has to step in, and boy, he was really good and impressive. And he took the reins and didn't miss a beat. So talk a little bit about Brent through this offseason, and now he's ready for season 2, and it's got to be exciting for you.
Yeah, it's been great. The silver lining in Landon getting hurt is the fact that he got all that experience. And so I feel like I have a returning starter now. To see him operate all offseason knowing that he's going to be the guy, it's been pretty cool. And he's got such a close relationship with all those guys in that class. Jaden Petrino, Duckworth, Ashworth, they're so close that, man, he's just a guy that everybody has a lot of confidence in, and he has gotten better and better since he played last year.
And you talked about it last year, but him being able to know the offense and reading the defense, and I'm assuming that's even gotten better now, but that has got to be nice for his teammates to have that confidence in him and knowing that he's going to be on and he'll be ready.
Yeah, absolutely. He has logged a lot of time in here with me, and a lot of time in video, and a lot of time on the practice field throwing routes, and it shows, and it'll show on Friday night.
Let's talk about the rest of that offense. You got Duckworth coming back at receiver. We got a few others. Not, officially it showed that we had 4, on Dave Campbell's and stuff. You got 4 coming back. Definitely Duckworth is one, and 2 on the offensive line. I'm going to attempt it. Angelau on the line, and then I can do this one. Rice. He's back, but I'm looking at some of the backups that we had last year, and they got a lot of playing time. And talk about that line and others coming back, because then you go to the backfield where you've got a stable of running backs there that you got now Hatcher, and then Castro, and then Petrino being healthy for his receiver. So talk about your offense and what you're excited about with some of these new faces too.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Starting with the O-line, 2 guys that played a lot last year returning. We're excited about those guys. But at the same time, we had some guys, a guy like Gunnar Talley, who was a backup last year, who has had that varsity experience, who's been there, and he's going to get a chance to get out there and show what he's got. 2 of our best JV offensive linemen, Maddox Mummy and Michael Carina, stepping up into roles this year. So it's guys, maybe not a lot of varsity experience, but guys that we're really hopeful for and think that they're going to be really good on the O-line. And it helps that group a lot having the 2 tight ends that we have. Jackson Stoner.
Forgot about that. Should have mentioned him. Yes.
Jackson Stoner is now a 3-year varsity player, and Jet Lamb, the 2-year varsity player. Both guys. I mean, if you could if you could create a tight end, they would look like Jackson Stoner and Jet Lamb. And so, being able to have both those guys, that makes a big difference. Feel like we got a stable of running backs. AJ Hatcher, it's kind of a little bit like the Brent Rickert deal. He had to play at times because Jameer was hurt on and off throughout the season and really logged some valuable time. Caden Castro, just a sophomore last year, so he got valuable experience. And we even have another that people won't know about, Jacoby Hankins, who's going to be a really, really good player too. So feel great about that. And then you mentioned receivers. Duckworth obviously back. Petrino, who late in the season really started coming on for us. Luke Leach is a kid that was a backup last year and will play a lot. Other names, Braden Puffer, Kendall Johnson, Ryan Wiley will all be in the mix. So I feel like depth-wise at receiver, as good as we've been anytime.
Jumping over the defense, guys coming back. You mentioned Ashworth earlier, talking about his relationship with Rickert and Edwards in the secondary. You got Lawyer at the linebacker. Yeah. But this is the same thing. There's guys that we really enjoyed watching that may not necessarily have been stars last year, but they played a ton with Washington and Clark and Day on the line, Washington a linebacker. So talk about the defense, and I would assume that the secondary you would probably say is a point of strength for you right now on that defense.
Definitely. Yeah. Really excited about the secondary. I think what stands out about that group is it's a bunch of really versatile players. Zayden Edwards, AJ Brown, Will Ashworth. You feel like they can play any position out there at any time. So on any given snap, they could be lined up at corner, safety, even move them down to linebacker at times, depending on the package. So those guys are really versatile players. Christian Lawyer and Christian Washington, outside linebackers, started for us last year. So having both those guys back makes a big difference. And then inexperienced on the D line, but you mentioned Wade Day. Man, he's going to be a really, really good player, and he's still young. He's only a junior. Sneak peek, you'll see on Friday night, we're going to play Jackson Stoner on defense a lot. And when you have a 6'4", 250-pound guy that's the Division I player, that makes a big difference. So we feel good. Even though we're inexperienced on the D-line, we feel good about those guys in that rotation.
And quickly, we'll talk. You're playing Berkner tonight, second year in a row. This time you're at Richardson. They come off a 5-5 season. They did not make the playoffs last year, first time in 3 years, but that doesn't mean that they're not solid. Yeah. And what do you expect from them tonight? I know they got a player, an athlete, I believe his name is Dunn, that can pretty much play every position, I guess, except offensive line. And they may put him in there too. But what do you expect from Berkner tonight? Because it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, I think what I was most impressed with last year is just the overall athleticism of the team, and then versatility in players. They had a couple guys play both ways last year, and I'm sure it'll be the same this year. And so just have the ability to line up and run with you at any point. I think got a couple of guys that play receiver and DB, really impressive. You mentioned Dunn, he's one of them. But I think that they've done a good job over there, a really good job. Mm-hmm. And I think, like you said, 5-5 is not indicative of what kind of team they were, and the ability that they had to beat anybody on any given night. So we know that we'll get their best shot, and we're gonna have to bring our A game.
And then I just want to end here with a personal note. I'm kind of disappointed that that I'm not able to call the game tonight. I was kind of upset that you still decided to play the game. So what happened in that decision? I mean, I'm assuming it came up, but y'all decided to go ahead and play the game, which is kind of hard for me, but, kind of explain that mainly to me. I don't understand why.
That's not me. That was above my head. I said cancel it, but
we'll just start week 2. Yeah, let's check on Billy first, and then we'll decide when we start the season. Coach, I appreciate it, man. This is always fun. Next week we'll be talking about that easy opponent, Lake Travis, I believe. But the good news is they're coming here. We don't have to travel down to Austin, so that's a great thing. So appreciate it, Coach. And this is the Alliance Bank Pregame Show.
We are back here at Wildcat Rams Stadium. Jeremy Bryant in for Billy here tonight alongside David Sweet and the whole entire Rockwall ISD Sports Network crew. We are roughly 10 minutes away from the kickoff of the 2025 football season. We'll take a quick timeout and be back right after this.
At Rockwall Sports Center, your logo is our business. We specialize in custom branded apparel, shirts, hats, jackets, polos, and even team uniforms. Whether you need custom gear for your corporate outings, staff retreats, company parties, or just new staff wear, we've got you covered. We can use your design or help you design a new one. We offer high-quality customer service and always put our customers and their satisfaction first. Contact us today and let us show you how Rockwall Sports Center can have you looking your best.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock-bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock-bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the Rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Welcome back inside here at Wildcat Ram Stadium at Rockwall. The Jackets and the Berkner Rams out of Richardson. And so, David, I got some big shoes, literally some big shoes to fill here tonight.
Filling in for Cue Ball, man, and I do want to talk to, again, a shout-out to him. Wish him nothing but the best in his recovery. And he's given me the authority to be able to mention it. He had his hair transplant surgery. It was successful. He, of course, transferred his eyebrows to his head. You know, of course, a lot of people always mention when he'd get mad or excited, it looked like his eyebrows were on top of his head. So he went ahead and did the surgery, but everything's going good. I know that he's got another good friend of ours beside him making sure he's good. Russ Childers in there taking care of him. And from what I understand, it's going good. We've already heard from him tonight, so shout out to Billy.
Yep.
Here's your shout out. We look forward to you being back with us. But man, again, first week of the season, all optimistic. You heard Coach Brooks, what a neat interview, and talking about and referencing all the things that he's excited about with these kiddos. And it's again, as we get close to game time, it's always exciting, man, as the season gets about to get underway.
Well, you mentioned the Rockwall Jackets. Let's look at the offense first. But they lost some studs last year. Wide receivers Tristan Gooch and Cameron Marsh. I mean, those two plus your running back Jameer Wilson combined for 44 touchdowns in 2024. That's a pretty big hole to fill.
Yeah, those are some pretty big weapons. Those guys were outstanding. They should be very, very proud. They left. You always talk about the fact that when you leave, you want to have left your mark. And both those two guys, Marsh and Gooch, of course, left their mark. So wish them nothing but the best and thankful. But, man, one of the things that he told us, we may not have that one or that two, if you remember correctly. But, as we had, obviously you're going to miss a Gooch, you're going to miss a Marsh. But, my goodness, his confident level and these guys. And he talked about the fact that all three of those receiver positions, Jeremy, we're too deep. He feels very, very comfortable. Right. Coach, Brooks mentioned the fact that all these guys, all six of these guys, we'll see them all tonight, and his confidence level in throwing the football and getting all of these guys involved in the offense is very, very high.
He said it's one of the deepest teams he's had as the head coach of the Jackets. He's, of course, Coach Trey Brooks has been here 13 years overall at Rockwall. On the flip side, Richardson Berkner, head coach Trey Bryant, his fifth season. You actually have two guys, by the way, they both played the Big 12 at the same time. Trey Brooks, late 90s, early 2000s in Texas A&M. Trey Bryant played 5 years at Baylor, a defensive tackle, got over 30 starts. So some pretty good football players back in their day. But Berkner last year missed the playoffs, first time in 4 years. But here's the thing. They've only had one winning season since 2011. That was in 2023. They went 6-5. So it's a program trying to find some identity.
You bet. Absolutely. Just trying to get this thing going in the exact direction that they want. But again, we talked about Coach Brooks and his excitement from a Yellow Jackets perspective. You and I were talking about it earlier that, there's things these guys are excited about, that the coach is excited about for the Rams as well. And mentioned the fact that anticipate that we'll see all three of the quarterbacks will play tonight. And anticipate that a successful season, these guys are going to be in the mix for the playoffs at the end of the year. So, it'll be a team. It's going to be a confident group here. The Rams are going to be confident, very, very confident group. Lots of kids that have lots of experience, and we know that Coach Bryant's excited about them as well.
And they got some talent as well. They got a couple guys already committed to some big-time Power 4 schools. And he even told me, we got 20 seniors, only maybe half of those seniors will actually play. Yeah. That's how good their sophomore and junior class are. So we'll take a better look at them. As you see the Jacket student section getting ready for this one, as we're ready for both teams to come out in just a few moments. And let's take a look around the district tonight. Of course, next week, Lake Travis is coming to town for the home opener. But let's take a look at some scores.
Absolutely. You had two games.
Go ahead.
Had two games last night, of course. As far as our district is concerned, had one. It was actually here. Lake Highlands, 37-34, 3-point win for the Jackrabbits from 40 as they got the season started in a positive direction. And then, of course, another team that will play here in a couple of weeks, North Crowley, defending state champion. They had a 22-18 victory last night over Lake Highlands. As far as the rest of the district is concerned, Royce City takes on Plano East. You've got Longview, the Longview versus Lufkin matchup like it is year in and year out. North Forney played North Forney versus Skyline. Would you have Legacy? Did you have those other scores on that?
Yeah,
one?
last night Tyler Legacy lost in a shootout to Texarkana Texas High, 57-43.
And then, of course, the Hawks are tonight at Highland Park.
Yeah, Heath and Highland Park. And that stadium that's been around for, almost 100 years now, been around staple in high school Texas football. All right, we'll take a quick break, and then we'll get you the starting lineups. We'll do a little feature on some of the most talented players on both of these teams that are looking to play the next level next season. We got the kickoff coming up in less than 5 minutes away. Stay with us. It's Rockwall and Berkner on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane founded this business in order to take care of the families in the community. I've taken on that, and I want to keep doing it for each and every one of you. I grew up here in Rockwall, and it's important to me that this community continues to operate the way it always has. That is neighbor taking care of neighbor. When I lost my dad, Rest Haven took care of my family, and it is my intention to take care of as many families as I can in the future.
4-0, number 7, 1 and 2. Okay.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about serving the local community and the surrounding areas. My goal is to take the hassle out of buying insurance. I want to educate you on what you're buying and help you make an informed decision. Whether it's personal or commercial insurance, my team and I will be here every step of the way to make sure you are getting the satisfaction you need and the coverage you deserve. My promise to you is that we will never hard sell you insurance, use slick sales techniques, or pressure you into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. Call us today at 972-285-0381 to find the best coverage to fit your need. My commitment is to give you unparalleled service, and remember, Hamby helps.
We are back here from Wildcat Rams Stadium as the coin toss, David, a moment ago, looks like the Richardson Berkner Rams will receive the football.
Yes, sir, they are.
And we got Mesquite Billy here, our cameraman, and we got some talented players here for Rockwall and for Berkner here tonight as the Rams, they're in their green jerseys with those black numbers, and Rockwall, of course, in the white jerseys as well, getting ready to come out here to start the 2025 season. The Jackets last year beat Berkner 38-27, a game they were down 27-24 at halftime. Last season, though, we mentioned the 6-6 record, 3-3 in district play. It's the first time under Coach Brooks that Rockwall did not finish first or second in district play, finished in third. But as you mentioned before, he's very high in this team, a lot of depth all the way around. As you see them getting ready for this one, both teams now taking the field. And let's give you some starting lineups here for the Rockwall offensive line. Gunnar Talley is going to start at left tackle. He's 6'2", 270. The only guy who started every game last year, it's back this year, is the left guard, Kaimani Angalau. He's 6'2", 266, a junior. Maddox Mummy is at center. Henry Rice, a senior, has got some college offers, starts the right guard, and Michael Carrena starts the right tackle. The receivers, Luke Leach, Jaden Petrino, Jack Duckworth, of course, the Stanford commit, and Ryan Wiley. This kid, we're going to have a good time watching him. Ryan Wiley's a sophomore, 0 catches in his career. He already has offers from schools like SMU, Pitt, North Texas, San Diego State.
Yes. Of course, we were told, mention the fact that number one, first and foremost, a tremendous athlete with the magic of what huddle. If I remember correctly, we were talking about the fact of big play in basketball kind of highlighted his athleticism, if you remember the story. But there's lots of reasons to be excited. We're going to see a lot of Ryan Wiley.
A.J. Hatcher is the starting tailback. He had 648 yards rushing last year, 7 touchdowns. He's got to offer some D2 and D3 programs. And Brent Rickard, starting quarterback. He came in last year in the game 2 against Lake Travis, and ever since then has taken over this offense.
Just unbelievable. Can't say enough about him. And of course, we'd heard that, as a youngster that, Dad coached him and reached out to Coach Brooks, got their entire offense, wanted to see the playbook. This kid has been baptized in this thing. He knows this offense inside and out. He's comfortable throwing anywhere on the field. A very confident young man. You're right, did a great job coming in to replace Landon in that second game and had a great season.
All right, here's our national anthem now from Wildcat Ram Stadium. Big crowd over there on that visitor side, as you see right there on your screen already. It's Rockwall and Berkner.
Sign Mart Rockwall, proud supporter of Rockwall ISD. If you're in need of our sign or banner, reach out to Jake Sparks. Sign Mart on the square in downtown Rockwall, and a big thank you to Sign Mart. As one of our many outstanding sponsors, we thank you for making all this possible.
It is 81 degrees here in Richardson. Feels like 87, high humidity in the mid-70s. Light winds 7 to 8 miles per hour, but it's a beautiful night. Honestly, considering it's late August, this is actually...
There's not a lot to complain about, right?
Exactly. Pleasant weather for some high school football tonight. I was up in Kansas last night calling a game. It was 65 degrees. I felt like it was wintertime already.
That was the first day. Mark that one down, folks. The first time. You big time just to let us know that you were out doing college football last night. You know what I mean? It's just your life.
I was
right?
just in Kansas.
So
I didn't say
how'd
what
you
I was
like
doing.
to be me? I'm with the college broadcaster and the Hall of Fame cameraman.
Woo! Speaking of Hall of Fame, yes, Mesquite Billy here with us, and future Hall of Famers Jet and Lisa here with us behind us from Rockwall ISD. So Berkner will get the ball first, and give their starting lineups. They're going to play 3 quarterbacks. We talked about this. They're going to start Aiden Parsons. They don't list their measurements, but this kid looks, he's about like maybe 6'3", 6'4".
Yes,
he's head and shoulders taller than his teammates. But we also will see Luke Jewell and Demarion Dunn at quarterback. The running back is Monty Nelson. They have 4 receivers, and 2 of them are big-time receivers: Kamari Davis, Cordy Freeman, Ty Crothers, and Chris Mahahy. We are ready for the kickoff. And the 2025 season is underway. Be high and taken at the 10. Down the sideline, finds a little crease, and a big hit out of bounds there for the Jackets. That's John Akers with a hard hit. And it looks like Berkner will start just shy of their 30 at the 27-yard line to start this drive.
Shout out to Akers there, being able to make the first tackle downfield. Get the season started for the Jackets, so shout out to him.
Up front for Rockwall, look at that defensive line right there. The defensive ends, Jackson Stoner. He actually now, of course, is going to UTEP. He's going as a tight end, but he's 6'4", 250 pounds. And Coach Brooks said he'll play more in defense than offense because of his size and his athletic ability. Wade Days, the nose guard. Braxton Chaplin, the defensive end. We'll give you the rest of their lineup on defense in a moment. So there's that big, tall quarterback, Parsons. In the shotgun, a diamond of 4 receivers to the right side. He'll sling it that way, and that ball's almost intercepted. He made the catch, escapes, and he gets only a yard. Great pursuit by that Jacket defense.
Yeah, outstanding job there on the outside. Which one did you see? Was that Brown over there on the outside? It was, wasn't it? No, it was Sanders.
Yeah, Joshua Sanders.
Sanders on the outside there, Jeremy. Great job, and obviously they had to fight, as you mentioned, hit into the backfield. Very fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage, or as you said, pick up 1 yard.
Yeah, he jumped the route, almost picked it off. Second down and 9. And the Rockwall looks like they're showing a blitz. They'll bring 2 blitzers this time. It's a quick slant, and the catch is made by Cordy Foreman. And he will slither around and it gets to the 36-yard line. And that will be just shy. No, it will be enough for a first down. Foreman has got 9 Division I offers. He's only a sophomore from offers from Texas Tech, Kansas State, Houston, and Oregon State. But they moved the chains in their second play.
Outstanding job that yards after the catch there by Foreman, able to escape the grasp of Will Ashworth, and enough just that extra effort moves the chains.
First carry, and right there up the middle, it's going to be a run pass option. A keeper by Parsons. He's upended over the far side. Making the stop looks like Divine Equinugo. Equinugo with the stop, the junior linebacker. Tonight, by the way, Jay Christian Washington not playing, out with an injury, but he'll be back next week.
Yep, and you're right. An outstanding job. Saw the speed that Divine Equinugo had out there on the outside, able to read that play perfectly and able to close that gap quick.
So second down and 11. Parsons rolls to his left, fires on the run, and hits his man at the 46-yard line. That is Ty Crothers, one of the rare seniors with some playing time, but there's a flag down right where you usually see a hold.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's going to be, a hold, and that will bring back that first down reception.
Yeah, really good job there as far as pressure is concerned, coming right up the middle for the Yellow Jackets. There was a couple of places, a couple of opportunities there. I think that they could have, that holding call could have went against the Rams. Fortunately for the Yellow Jackets, one of those was caught, one of those was called. But a good job applying pressure right up the middle there by the Yellow Jackets defense.
Linebackers for Rockwall, you got Christian Lawyer, Anderson Stevens, and Divine Equinugo. Second down, now 21 for Berkner. Back to throw underneath, and there's a slant again wide open through the secondary. The catch is made out to the 45-yard line, and that will be a Berkner first down. That is Kamari Davis, the 5'8", 160-pound junior. This is the kid that's getting offers also from Tech, Pitt. I mean, they're 2 receivers.
My goodness. Yeah.
Foreman and Davis. They're the ones getting all the Division I offers.
Yeah, a couple of good, very quick and solid hands for both these 2 guys, Kamari Davis and Corday Foreman.
So he did not get the first down. Third down and a yard. Handoff off left tackle. He will get the first down. Slips through a tackle down the sideline. That's Monty Nelson in the Rockwall territory. He's got a first down out to the 38-yard line. That's a gain of 17 yards for Monty Nelson, his first carry of the game.
Yeah, Monty, the 5'10", 170-pound junior, and a good job. That left side of the offensive line, Daniels and Whitlock just gave him just a little bit of room, and then the rest of that was all Nelson. And as you mentioned, a very successful 17-yard carry on his first one of the season, enough to move the chains again for the Rams.
Opening drive here for Berkner. Impressive thus far. They put a man in motion. They're tied in. Parsons back to throw, pressure in his face. Hit as he throws a wobbler down the middle of the field. Incomplete. As he got pressure applied from the outside.
Stevens, wasn't it? What did he have? No, I'm trying to see here. That's exactly who that was.
That was Braxton Chaplin.
Braxton Chaplin. Yes, it was.
So it'll be second down and 10. This is an offensive line, by the way, for Berkner. Only one returner on their O-line. Only one senior on this offensive line. Second and 10 from the Rockwall 38. Again, Nelson fumbles the football, and it's picked up by Wade Day. He went right to the line. The ball just jarred out of his hands right into the hands of Day.
Look what I found. Day able to say. So it bounced up into his arms, and in all seriousness, it's a good job of. That happened so quick and popped off the turf into his hands, and we're looking to see the replay here. May not have been off his hands. Regardless, it got into his hands pretty darn quick, and really, really good job of not letting that one get away from him. And first turnover of the ball game.
Yeah, Nelson, I think, only took 2-3 steps before he fumbled the football straight up off left guard. And so Rockwall, first offensive possession of the season. Great field position at their own 38-yard line. And so here is Brent Rickert in the gun. He will hand it off. A gigantic hole up the middle for Hatcher. He's in the secondary, cross midfield out to the Berkner 41-yard line. And that is a gain of 21 yards on the first play of the season for the Jackets.
Quick offense will be here quickly. Hatcher, number 8, the 5'9", 175-pound senior. Last year, 123 carries for 648 yards, scored 7 touchdowns. And a good start for him following that blocking of Talley on the left side and Angelo. So great job up front by those two young men.
Rickard on first down, play fake, and he's going to throw a slant. That almost could have been intercepted. A little too high off the hands, intended for Jaden Petrino, the senior wide receiver. And be second down and 10. You were talking about the backs, David. There's really 3 backs. It's a 3-headed monster.
Period. And confidence. We talked about Coach Brooks' confidence level in the receivers. Jeremy, say the exact same thing for A.J. Hatcher, Caden Castro, and you're right, Jacoby Hankins. We'll see a lot of him too.
Here's Hatcher off the left side. Slithers through for about 3 yards. And now you got a 3rd down and 7 for Rockwall. Scoreless. Berkner marched down the field, fumbled inside the Rockwall 40. Now the Jackets a chance to take advantage. Luke Leach, you see on your screen there, a senior, had 5 catches last year. He's making the start, along with Jack Duckworth, split wide to the near side of your screen. 3rd down and 7. A draw play. Hatcher bowls his way straight ahead. It's not quite a first down, about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards shy. It'll be 4th down here for the Jackets, and they quickly line up. They're bringing some new personnel on. Looks like Jackson Stoner's coming in, so they're going to go power formation.
Absolutely. Looks like he brought in Caden Castro as the back to take Hatcher's spot, but love to see on that last run, again, not able to move the chains, but the patience that Hatcher had to allow something, Jeremy, to open up front. Let that blocking take place and clear him enough to pick up some positive yardage.
Castro's going to take the direct snap, goes up the middle, breaks a tackle, and that second effort, he's got the first down.
He'll do it. Good job.
The Wildcat, as Castro, again, the backup tailback, takes the snap, and he gets his first carry and a first down.
Yep, exactly. And here we go. Of course, we've seen quite a bit of Hatcher. A couple of big carries for him. Saw Castro come in and pick up the first down, and here's Hankins, his first time into the ball game as well.
And he's going to line up as a receiver.
Yes, sir.
On the bottom of your screen. So Rickard calls the play. Still plenty of time on the play clock at 15 seconds. Now Hankins lines up in the backfield. Short drop. He's going to dump it off for Hankins. Nice catch. Down the sideline. Almost stayed in bounds. Knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line.
That momentum, unfortunately, pushed him, had him going out of bounds. He was unable to recover. Almost able to get it back in there, Jeremy, and maintain, hopefully tiptoe down the sideline, but a good job of getting Hankins involved in that.
Showed some nice
ball in his hands.
Nice pair of hands right
Absolutely.
there. He only had 7 carries last season. They're in the red zone at the 19-yard line. Rickard the throw, fires a fade in the far corner. The Leach, and it's incomplete. Luke Leach got a step on his man just over his fingers.
Just out of his grasp, but need to see in terms of that play is concerned. Leach, man, he was behind the secondary on that one. Lots of substitutions, just like, of course, anybody that's familiar with the Rockwall offense, it's the way that it usually is. We talked about his confidence level in these kids. We're gonna see quite a bit of this, and this will pay off on the season for Rockwall.
Hatcher nowhere to go up the middle, bounces it inside. He'll get to the 15. That's going to bring up about a 3rd down. We'll call it 5 yards to go after a 5-yard gain by AJ.
Yeah, good run there. As you mentioned, nowhere to go right up the middle, and a great job. Good nice reaction to be able to pop outside before Inventive was able to get his hands on him to wrap it up. It turned something that was going to at least be no gain at best into something positive. Pick up about, 4 yards on that one.
Another 3rd down here. 3rd down and 5. Hatcher flanked to the left of Rickard. He's going to throw it. Fires middle. He's got a man, and it's picked off at the goal line. Intercepted at the 10-yard line. Just read the eyes of Rickard.
Didn't see him at all, did he? Was that Brown?
That is their star that's going to Arizona State, Daquan Dunn. He had 23 Division I offers. He plays safety and corner. He read the eyes of Rickard. He's one of the top-ranked corners in the state of Texas.
He just did not see him. Just did not see him coming across the middle like that. Boy, he showed his speed, man. When they got him ranked, what you mentioned, Arizona State commit, 4.64 or 4.640. You said 23 Division I offers, ranked 134th in the state of Texas. Yeah, very talented young man. And saw his speed as that happened quickly.
So both teams turn the ball over on their first possession of the season. And here comes Berkner deep inside their territory after the interception by Daquan Dunn at the goal line. And Aiden Parsons will hand it off the crease and staying with it to the 5-yard line. His knee went down around the 15. Gain of 5 yards from Monty Nelson.
Mentioned both those two series, one each for the Rams and for the Yellowjackets. Both ended in turnovers, but overall, both teams were able to move the football. So looking forward to seeing in this series, specifically see the Yellowjackets defense and how they respond, making those adjustments after all that movement, success on the ground and through the air.
Pressure coming, and down he goes. Up the middle of the sack by Wade Day. Boy, what a night he's having. He's got a fumble recovery, now a sack of Parsons.
My goodness. If the night ended good, that's a pretty good stat line, right? Fumble recovery and a sack. But very, very neat to see Wade, the 6'3", 230-pound junior.
I feel like it's a little too early to hear the two words sack and Parsons in the same sentence.
It's too soon, buddy.
Too soon.
Too soon, buddy.
PTSD.
Yeah, too soon.
3rd down and 14 now for Berkner back at their 7-yard line.
It's okay to trade generational players. That's what we do in Dallas. It's not that big of a deal.
Empty set, 5 wide receivers, and there's going to be a delay of game. Too much time taken. They're going to back them up inside their own 5. And they're going to take a timeout. Did he get the timeout beforehand?
Oh, did he? Let's see what he's calling.
We'll take a timeout.
Yeah, we'll take one with him. Why not, right?
We'll be right back right after this, the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Welcome back here. This is Rockwall ISD Sports Network. It's Rockwall and Richardson Berkner scoreless. Alliance Bank, a proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. Alliance Bank cheering on our Hawks and Yellowjackets on the field and in life. Whether you need a personal or business checking, stop by and experience hometown service with the Big Bank Solutions or visit us online at alliancebank.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. And so, do we have another timeout? It's going to be a Rockwall timeout. So out of that timeout, the Rockwall defense was not ready, or at least not lined up, did not like the formation and players in the wrong area. So now the Jackets will burn their first timeout.
I think they're more interested, and it's more tied in with the broadcast, Jeremy. I think they're interested in making sure that we're able to get in the sponsors, being able to recognize the folks that are paying the bill. See how we work together.
Is that a great cue for our next one?
Here we go. Rest Haven Funeral Home has been part of our community for over 50 years. We're proud of the relationship we have built with the Kane family and now the Johnson family. Rest Haven Funeral Home is a proud sponsor of the Rockwall ISD Athletics, and a thank you, as always, to Rest Haven Funeral Home.
So each team has got a turnover. Each team has burned a timeout. This is a big 3rd down, 14 at the 7-yard line. Actually, there was no timeout. Pardon me, there's no flag. There was a timeout by Berkner off the edge. Here's pressure coming in. That ball is almost intercepted. It was going to be intercepted by Joshua Sanders, but his teammate, Zayden Edwards, batted the ball away from him. He didn't see him behind him, but it's incomplete.
It was a perfect cut on the ball, though, wasn't it? That thing was out there hanging, and of course, you mentioned his teammate there did exactly what he was supposed to do off of that read. But my goodness, Joshua did have that thing perfectly read and had a great break on the ball.
Yeah, that was going to be a pick 6, but it all goes back to some pressure off the edge by, I believe that was Jackson Stoner. And so here's Zayden Edwards ready to receive a punt at midfield. And that one goes snap into the end zone. That's going to be a safety.
So 2 points, buddy.
When's the last time the Jackets' first points of a season were a safety? Well, it did in 2025. 2-0 is our score.
Yeah.
We'll take a quick timeout and be back in just a moment here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. The Jackets up by a deuce.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Well, the Jackets lead 2-0 thanks to an errant snap on that punt. It went right over the punter's head into the back of the end zone. And so, yes, Rockwall threw that interception, but again, they held Berkner inside the 10. They had the penalty, backed him up, and so eventually those mistakes led to a safety for the Jackets.
And now they'll get the ball back after getting the first points of the ball game, first points of the season via the safety. Another very good question. When's the last time that the season started?
Now, if someone
with a safety,
if someone knows the answer, please message us. The first points of a season, a safety. I don't even think Cue Ball would know that one.
I bet, but I tell you what, I promise you that
he's looking it up.
He's trying
he's
to
got
find
nothing
right
else
quick.
to do.
Yeah.
So they will kick it off. You can punt it or kick it off after a safety. And Berkner will kick it off. This is Alan Tran, their place kicker. And he's short coming to the sideline. They'll go out of bounds. And that'll be another flag on Berkner. And this should be great field position. I think should put the ball right around the 40 here for the Jackets. Well, you know, first quarter of the season, you're always going to have to get the wrinkles out.
Absolutely.
You know, last year it was a high score and shootout, as you remember, the first half. The teams combined for over 50 points. So far, a defensive game, but it's really both teams with miscues their first drive.
Absolutely. So far in the game, Rockwall with 48 yards of total offense and 3 first downs, 45 so far for Berkner, so it's been very evenly matched. For Rockwall, 38 of those yards on the ground and the 10 through the air. And Hatcher, 4 carries so far for 34 yards for Rockwall.
So they're going to make him re-kick it.
Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Cut you off, but yeah, they're going to make him re-kick it.
Well, when you got Jack Duckworth back there and Zayden Edwards, with those two guys back there, you might as well see what they can do a second time. So they'll put the ball, it should be right around, I think, the 15-yard line now. Yep, exactly. You know, talking to Coach Brooks, you mentioned he's just very high on this team with a lot of young talent. Some good seniors, but he mentioned he's got a lot of sophomores and juniors very excited about. Here's, again, Tran. This is a deeper kick. Could be Edwards to take it from the 25. As a crease, gets a block, finds some space. Oh, he's taken out from behind. He put on the brakes and crossed midfield, but great field position. And, hey, good call by Coach Trey Brooks to take that flag, make him pick it up and do it again.
Hey, man, you mentioned a moment ago with a couple of weapons like that in the backfield. It's to put the football into their hands, give them an opportunity. That's never a bad decision. What a great job there. Outstanding job there on the return by Zayden. Job perfect. Nice cuts coming down the field. Beautiful read there. Again, that patience, allowing some of those things to open up. Little duck at the end there to avoid a tackle. Presence of mind, knowing where that defender was coming in right before the contact. No chance to strip the football from him. And a good field position here for the Jackets.
Castro's the tailback. A fake toss to him. Rickard feeling some pressure. He's going to take off and slides at the 35 before Ayola Oyewole got a piece of him. A gain of about 4 to the 36-yard line of Berkner.
Good decision on Rickard's part. A good job, man. Outstanding job from the Rams' perspective of coverage downfield, nowhere open, but a shout out to the offensive line. They gave Rickard all day long, and a good decision there when he was unable to get anything to break free of keeping that, picking up some positive yardage.
Handoff, huge hole for Castro at the 30 to the 20-yard line. He's got a gain all the way down to the 20. It's a 16-yard run by Caden Castro.
Once again, that left side man, Tally and Angelo, the two offensive linemen up front, great job of getting something open, giving him something to walk with, and a good read. Good carry there by Castro.
Second time the Jackets have been at the red zone. Last time it would result in an interception. First down and 10. Berkner showing a blitz here on the edge. Rickard, quick pass. It's a slant caught by Kendall Johnson. Stays on his feet. He's still going forward. They blow the whistle. He's down at the 10, and that's going to be a first down and goal for the Jackets. First catch by the junior Johnson.
Yep, junior, 6 foot, 170-pound junior Kendall Johnson, number 12, as you mentioned, his first reception. Highlights, again, as we said, the confidence level that Coach Brooks and his staff have in playing, getting any of these receivers involved, and obviously it speaks for itself that Rickard's comfort level as well.
Johnson's wide to the right with Wiley and Puffer split wide left. Rickard's going to dump it off. He's got Castro wide open out of the backfield. He walks into the end zone. Touchdown, Jackets.
An outstanding job on the right side there, and a nice throw from Rickard into Castro's hands. And as you mentioned, Castro able to walk into the end zone untouched.
Now there is, I see a yellow flag in the back of the out of the end zone actually.
I was thinking, is that a flag? But I think it is. You're right. I think it might be after the score though. But we'll see.
Yeah, the entire defense just forgot about Castro out of the backfield. That was an easy walk-in touchdown from 10 yards out. Let's see if make sure it'll stand. If this will be, like you mentioned, after the ball penalty here.
Big conference on this one, so
going back, that safety has really kind of turned this game around.
It did. And then again, hey, the safety was huge, and then that decision to force that re-kick, field position was huge. Nice job on the return by Edwards to set that thing up.
He's going to talk to the head coach, Trey Bryant, down here.
And then momentum is real, man. I mean, it gets going. Rockwall did a good job of taking full advantage of that here over the last 3 or 4 minutes. You think that call is?
So it was unsportsmanlike conduct on Rockwall, but it's after the touchdown.
Okay.
I guess a celebration. And they talked to Coach Trey Bryant down here, and he said they'll take it on the kickoff. So it means Rockwall's going to have to kick it off from around their, 25-yard line. So here's now our kicker, Gordon Holland. And that one is up and good. Actually, that's, pardon me, that's Austin Hogum with the point after. We're told that Holland was going to be the kicker, but Hogum instead gets the point after. We'll take a quick timeout. Rockwall up 9-0 here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network late in this first quarter.
We are CallMet. We make steel landscaping products that are perfectly flexible, perfectly durable, so you can make your yard perfectly you. CallMet, defined by steel.
Cool. Yeah, trust me, I'm not wet. Yeah.
We are back here from Wildcat Rams Stadium. It's 9-0 Jackets. We're late here in the first quarter, 2:20 to play. Jeremy Bryant alongside David Sweet. I want to thank some of our big sponsors for the first year of Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Yeah, we'll recognize one of them right now, Rockwall Ford. Rockwall Ford is your local source for all things Ford. We will help you find and finance the perfect vehicle for you. Or you could book an appointment at our state-of-the-art service center. If you need care for a Ford you already own, ask for Jeff Hicks. Rockwall Ford, a proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics.
A 44-yard drive, and the Jackets got that big kickoff return from talking to Coach Trey Bryant before the game. He said the key for us, we got to fly around, be physical. By the way, they got a new offensive coordinator. They got a new defensive coordinator. It's a lot of new coaches for Berkner tonight. Pretty much a new staff except for the head coach.
So this whole week one stuff. That's what this is all about. You got different youngsters in different positions. Some of them making their first starts and playing in different spots. Same thing with coaches. So you're right. The new offensive, new defensive coordinator got to get all that stuff worked out. It's what those pre-district games or non-district games are about.
Little end around, and boy, right there making the stop was Christian Lawyer. And I think we might have a penalty on the Jackets. The helmet came off on that end around play, and a flag came out after the tackle was made.
Okay. So I think it'll be something on that, but my goodness, Christian Lawyer, well read and a great job, man. And I know Christian Lawyer was one of the ones that that Coach Brooks had mentioned how excited he is about him.
They said he's gained 15, 20 pounds in the weight room, I want to say.
34 tackles last season. The 6 foot, 195-pound junior, 2 tackles for a loss, had a fumble recovery last season as well.
It indeed is a personal foul on the Jackets. Their second personal foul in this first quarter with 2 minutes to play. 9-0 Jackets, but a first down. There comes the blitz, and up the middle, Nelson. He is going to be hog-tied and thrown down. And that was Christian Lawyer again, along with Anderson Stevens.
Yeah, good job of Anderson Stevens upfield there, pushing from the middle, able to plug that thing and slow it down. And a great read again by Christian here on the outside. Presence of mind, nobody got his hands on him there, Jeremy, and he did a good job of reading, at an open break to the football, and wanted to be able to read that and see if it was going to be something different. Once he realized that Stevens had him tied up, and that's where he was. A good job and a great job by Christian Lawyer getting to the ball with that explosiveness and a hard hit and a good tackle.
Second down and 12, and it's a handoff. Nelson, the ball comes out, he fumbled again, and the Jackets, I think, have it. Behind the play, diving on it. It is Rockwall football.
Trying to see who was able to get there.
It's Christian Lawyer.
Lawyer again on the bottom of that pile, able to get to it. Outstanding job there. And, of course, A.J. Brown, number 4, was involved in that. I didn't see whether he was the one that was able to knock the football loose, but just a great job, all-out attack onto the football. And another turnover. This one forced by the Yellow Jacket defense. Great job.
Well, Monty Nelson's having a tough night. He's fumbled twice in the first quarter. And how about if Christian Lawyer is going to turn a highlight reel into some colleges, it'd be that drive right there. He had 2 tackles for a loss. One of them was discounted because of a flag, and then a fumble recovery. All in 3 plays.
Here we go. We've got Billy, I'm not sure about this research, but I'm going to go ahead and recognize it because I'm sure that he did an outstanding job in the research. He mentioned, of course, that Glenn Burke sacked the Terrell quarterback in the end zone to start the 1952 season.
Wow.
Well, I'll say
here's the pass deep into the end zone for a touchback. It sounds like it's made up.
I'll just say I'm not sure. I don't want to doubt. I mean, I've worked with him for a long time, and I know how fact-based we are about our broadcast, Jeremy. So take it easy there. I mean, as far as our solid research is concerned, but I will go ahead and pull the curtain back a little bit further and mention that it would be a heck of a coincidence. Glenn Burks is his father-in-law. So,
wow.
Hey, that's what the man said. That's the only answer I've got so far. So,
second down and 10. A.J. Hatcher puts on the brakes and stops at a dime. Made a couple men miss and just moves the pile forward for about 7 yards.
I said a moment ago, one of my favorite things about watching A.J. run is that patience. I mean, it's easy to explode and get quickly and know how quick the defense is and all that good kind of stuff. And you want to make something happen, but his patience and allowing something to open up, kind of like, will stop on a dime, allows a little bit of a hole to proceed, and then he hits it with authority. And I've already seen that a couple of times tonight by A.J.
You can tell A.J.'s been in the weight room this year. Him and Jacoby Hankins went to the North Texas camp for running backs. Third down and short. Give it back to A.J. He's got a big hole. He's got to the 10. He breaks a tackle. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Jackets. It's a 25-yard score.
Beautiful run there by A.J. Of course, we saw Castro get into the end zone a moment ago, and A.J. wanted every bit of that. Another one of those runs, as I mentioned, his patience on display. Saw his speed there as he increased there, and a nice job. He almost bouncing off that defender at the end to get into the end zone. But, boy, Hatcher's fun to watch, isn't he?
7 touchdowns last season, number 1 this year in 2025. And how about this run here in the last 4 minutes? The Jackets have scored about to be 16 points in about a 3.5-minute span. Bad snap, good hold, though, put down by Rickert. And the kick is good.
Tell you what, man, you want to see your team be able to do that. Take advantage of those opportunities, Jeremy. How many times do you see a teams not able to cash in on short fields and taking advantage of a great field position. Rockwall able to do that. It's been a very impressive last 5 minutes here for this Rockwall Yellowjackets offense, really on both sides of the football for that matter.
16-0. Rockwall's on top here, the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. We'll stay right here with just 18 seconds left to play until the end of the first quarter. And once again, that was all started after the fumble committed by Monty Nelson, his second of the quarter, recovered by Lawyer, and that led 3 plays later to a touchdown.
Absolutely. American National Bank, we know that many of our customers and communities continue to feel economic uncertainty, but we're always here to lend a hand in good times and not so good times, and we remain your bank for life. From helping local business access vital funding to make it easier for you to bank at home, on the go, etc., we're committed to providing the financial tools and resources you need for today and tomorrow. Come see us at American National Bank.
Well, this home crowd on the Berkner side, very quiet right now. They've been taken out of this game. 2 big turnovers and a safety. And here's now the kickoff. He's got some room up the middle. He's got a crease out to the 44-yard line. Ty Crothers accelerates and almost broke it. A touchdown saving tackle potentially right there by Rockwall. First down and 10 at the 45 for the Rams.
Hits up play there. I think that was Ansbell for the Yellowjackets, able to get down there and make that, as you mentioned, a touchdown-saving tackle. Wide open, and he took full advantage of that. And very good field position here for the Rams. From a Berkner perspective, Jeremy, you got to think they got to get something going. Get something going on this drive.
Could be the last play of this first quarter. And I'm wondering if we're going to see maybe a new running back with the struggles of Nelson, those 2 fumbles. And indeed, we do have a new running back, it looks like, for the Rams. They don't have the easiest jerseys to see with black on green. And we got the plays blown dead.
Let's see what it was. Was it a timeout or was there movement over there?
Flagged by the umpire.
Okay. Yep. False start. Got things going a little. They weren't together on that one.
It looks, trying to see exactly who that is. I think it's Josiah Shell, the new running back, I want to say, for Berkner. So they'll back him up 5 yards on a false start, makes it first down and 15. And he'll get the call straight ahead this time, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. It was all Jackets as they scored 16 points in those last 4 minutes of the quarter. We head to the second here at Wildcat Rams Stadium. Rockwall 16, Richardson Berkner nothing on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
At Rockwall Sports Center, your logo is our business. We specialize in custom branded apparel, shirts, hats, jackets, polos, and even team uniforms. Whether you need custom gear for your corporate outings, staff retreats, company parties, or just new staff wear, we've got you covered. We can use your design or help you design a new one. We offer high-quality customer service and always put our customers and their satisfaction first. Contact us today and let us show you how Rockwall Sports Center can have you looking your best.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Well, we start the second quarter, and Berkner has a second down and 4. Back to throw in the pocket. Running is Parsons. He'll take off and scramble for the first down. He's chased out of bounds. There for Rockwall, force him out of bounds. Chase Cesar, a 6-foot-tall linebacker, junior, in the ball game now, a linebacker. And it's a first down, though, at midfield for Berkner.
I think he's short. He ran out of bounds too early, didn't he?
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
So he is.
He was trying to get a read from it. I don't think he's lost exactly where he was there at the end.
So it'll be a third down and 6. By the way, I think we have a watch party going on at the north side tonight.
There we go.
Yeah, the north side, the big party on a Friday night, watching Rockwall High School football tonight, and big thank you to them. And we also want to give shout-out, speaking of, to the athletic director of Richardson ISD, Lonnie Jordan. You talk about hospitable folks. They've been so kind to our whole entire crew.
Yeah, very nice, and kind of worked with us. And, of course, how big of a day it was from a broadcast perspective, again, as we mentioned before, getting started on another network. And shout out to Lisa, shout out to Jet for getting over here early and trying to work all that good kind of stuff out. Well, hey, it's also the first game of the season for, from a Berkner standpoint here. Of course, they did have a game here last night, but yeah, you're right. Outstanding job, and a shout out to him for doing it. It's hospitality, man. Just need people over here and working with us as we finally got settled in the right booth.
Berkner called a timeout. Tonight's game brought to you by Sign Mart Rockwall, proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. If you're in need of a sign or a banner, reach out to Jake Sparks. Sign Mart on the square in downtown Rockwall.
Got a couple of scores right quick. Royce City and Plano East tied up at 7 apiece, and a 14-14 tie in the second quarter between the Hawks and the Highland Park Scots as well.
3rd down and 6. Parsons will take it himself. Stiff arms a couple Jackets. He's in trouble. Swarmed by the Jackets.
Good job.
And stunned at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, trying to see who's on the bottom of the pile there, leading those efforts for the Jackets. And on the bottom, Jimmy Pulliam, number 20.
Yeah, there were several.
In the mix, and several, as you mentioned, a swarm of Jackets. There you go.
Will Ashworth, we haven't mentioned him. He's headed to Northwestern State, an FCS school in the Southland Conference. And even Coach Brooks said he's really the reason we can do so much on defense, because he's so versatile. We can do different options on defense.
And plus, man, nobody offense wants to run away from him. Trust me. Of course, we call Ashworth Crashworth. You don't want to have anything to do with that. That's a hard-hitting young man. But you're right. He's so versatile. And
now Rockwell's going to use the timeout. I think they only had 10 men in the field. Yeah, I saw Zayden Edwards was counting, and that's exactly what happened.
Of course, the Berkner folks they had read that down here on the end. I didn't see they were frustrated that they weren't able to get that snap off in time, because they knew where someone wasn't lined up across from them, so they were looking forward to that one.
So a timeout here. We'll stay right here. Rockwall ISD Network, brought to you also in part by our friends from Colmet. Thank you to Colmet for being proud supporters of Rockwall ISD Athletics. Jackets are back at home next week. Lake Travis comes to town. A 7 o'clock kickoff next Friday night on September 5th. Okay, we'll try this again. Last time Berkner tried to snap a punt, it went into the end zone for a safety. And Zayden back at around his 10-yard line. No rush. Quickly gets it off. Edwards will call for a fair catch inside the 20. And the Jackets will start deep in their own territory. So 16-0. We got a touchdown pass from Brent Rickert to Caden Castro from 10 yards out. And then there's A.J. Hatcher 24 yards out on a run for a touchdown.
So far for the Yellow Jackets, we'll talk about both these teams so far. For the Rams, they've had 35 yards of total offense and 3 first downs, 30 through the air and 5 on the ground. Parsons is 3 for 5 for those 30 yards. Nelson carried it 5 times for 21 yards. Leading receiver, Davis, the 1 reception for 20 yards. And Foreman, 1 catch for 9 yards. I'll talk about Rockwall's success here in just a second after this play.
Inside their own 20-yard line, and it's going to be blown dead. And movement up front. It'll be a false start on Rockwall.
For the Yellow Jackets, 122 yards of offense and 7 first downs. The vast majority of the damage on the ground. 30 yards through the air, 92 yards rushing for Rockwall. Rickert 3 for 7, thrown for that 1 touchdown. Did have the other reception earlier. Caden Castro, the 1 reception for 10 yards and a touchdown. Hankins, a catch for 10 yards. And then A.J. Hatcher has 6 carries for 65 yards, a carry for Castro for 16 yards, and 2 for 11 for Rickert.
Well, there's Hankins right there, steamrolling his way up the middle of the field, and great hands by Rickert. That was a low snap on the ground, and another flag is down. And when you see flag after flag, you have to remind yourself this is game number 1.
Absolutely.
And half number 1.
Still trying to get everything ironed out. And
The big gain after nearly a disaster in that snap. Let's see what this flag is. It was downfield there at the 30-yard line. A personal foul face mask, and so that'll be a first down for the Jackets and move them to the 39-yard line, a first down and 10.
The third penalty of the ball game against the Rams.
Jacoby Hankins will stay in as the back with 3 receivers here for the Jackets. Hankins again straight ahead. Bowls his way through, dragging some Rams for a piggyback ride out to the 49-yard line.
Man, we talked about that left side. He did. He followed Angelo and Mummy, the center right there in the middle, and just leaned. Had a little bit of a hole, took advantage of it, and then the rest of that effort was all Hankins. 5'11", 201-pound senior. A good job there, and a strong run by Hankins.
So back-to-back first down plays for the Jackets. It was a scoreless game to the 4-minute mark of the first quarter, and the Jackets scored 16 points in 4 minutes. Wiley's in motion. Rickard, backside pressure coming. Running for his life, throws downfield to Wiley, and it's incomplete.
Good coverage downfield and good pressure and pursuit into the backfield there. Forcing Rickard out of the pocket, forced him to throw that one a little sooner than he would have preferred. So a good job there by the Rams defense on that one.
Yeah, it was Ricky McBride, a senior defensive end, off the edge. Second down and 10, just shy of midfield here for the Jackets. Rickard takes a snap. He'll give it right back to Hankins. He goes to work. Again, moving the pile to the 46-yard line. Gain of 5 yards. Brings up a manageable third down and 5.
Now the last 2 carries, of course, will take this Rockwall offense on the ground over 100 yards. So a great job by the offensive line, the guys up front. And, of course, this three-headed monster that we've talked about so much here in the first half and heard Coach Brooks brag about with Hatcher, Castro, and Hankins. All 3 of those guys have come to work tonight. They've done a great job here in the first half.
Wesley Helmer in at tight end as the H-back lines up there off left tackle. Snap. Back to the ground game on a 3rd and 5, and that one's going to be swallowed up by that big defensive tackle there for the Rams. Now it's Caden Carter. He's only a freshman.
That's crazy.
He's a big old kid there at nose guard.
A freshman. They're mixing it up with these guys.
And a loss of 2.
Varsity level like that.
Yeah. Well, look at the size. He's 51 there in your screen. If you can see that. And so, so on a 3rd and 5, they go back to the ground game. Will force a punt. So Jerry Castro is the punter. Actually, this time it looks like Christian Lawyer will punt the ball away. It's dropped to the 5-yard line, and he's down right there.
What a beauty, man.
So we were told that Jerry Castro would punt, but it was instead that time Lawyer, who's doing everything, including selling hot dogs at the concession stand tonight.
Yeah, Lawyer's very good. We saw him as a kicker punter last year.
8:49 to go, and it's a 16-0 Rockwall lead. This game brought to you by HBTX, locally owned, community banking at its best, recognized one of the strongest financial institutions in the country, rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial. Visit our Rockwall location at 105 East Ralph Hall Parkway, HBTX, for more information. So deep in their own territory at the 5-yard line. We're still early in the second quarter. And Berkner's had 2 big turnovers that have led to 9 points for the Jackets. Rockwell showing the blitz. Here they come. Quick pass to the near side. Catch is made. He broke a couple tackles. He almost spun free. And he gets out to the 9-yard line. That is Kamari Davis, his second catch of the night. And again, I mentioned he's got offers from Pitt, Tulsa, UTSA, Middle Tennessee State, and Texas Tech. And he's just a junior. In fact, that's what Coach Bryant said. All the talent on this Berkner team is sophomores and juniors, really. I mean, just paraphrase him. That's basically what he said. Parsons in the shotgun. He's going to loft it to the end zone, and to the sideline. And a nice one-handed catch by Ty Crothers, but a flag is down at the line of scrimmage. And that looks like usually we have an offsides call or illegal motion. But tough pass by Parsons. Great catch with 1 foot in bounds by Crothers. Will it stand? Illegal shift. Actually, it looked like an eligible receiver downfield, pardon me. So that will come back. 5-yard infraction on the Rams. That'll back him up now to the 5-yard line again.
Shout out to Jerry Archer. Said he had a basketball game tonight. Pizza Jackets watching party. It took a while for him to make the 27 pizzas. If you know Jerry Archer, you'll understand this 27 pizzas able to feed his insane large family.
Pressure coming, got it away. It's incomplete.
I was going to say, did he complete that? Goodness gracious.
I'm a little bit jealous. 27 pizzas, where's ours?
You wouldn't understand there wouldn't be any. If the whole Archer clan was here with us, there would not be enough to feed us. But a shout out to Jerry Archer and all of his kids. Then, of course, I mentioned the fact that he's got his daddy, Shane Langley, hanging out with him. So a shout out to Jerry and Shane and the rest of the crew. Glad to have you watching Jacket football tonight, Jeremy.
That was Christian Lawyer that time. Nearly got the sack.
Of course it was.
Almost another Jacket safety. It's going to be 3rd down and 10 from the 5. Again, Rockwall showing a blitz. They'll bring 4. Quick pass to the middle. The ball's deflected and incomplete. Davis is screaming for a flag on the coverage there for the Jackets. Divine Equinugo. It's incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
My goodness. It's a dangerous pass. Lots of things going on there and lots of opportunities there for that Yellow Jacket defense to get their hands on that one. But a great job by the defense here forcing this punt, man. Another big opportunity here for the Yellow Jackets on this with the return.
David, I'm not sure if you're surprised, but Parsons struggling now. We haven't seen Luke Jewell or Demarion Dunn, the other 2 quarterbacks.
That's a good point.
Coach Bryan said we'd see 3 of them.
That's a very, very good point. And again, with the weapons that they have as far as these receivers are concerned, I am surprised that we haven't seen the other couple of guys. The 2 backups, with Dunn being the junior little brother of the outstanding Arizona State recruit or commit Dunn, and then of course Luke Jewell, senior, with a couple of notes, knows the offense, went to USC camp, so lots of confidence in both these 2 guys. And you're right, I'm surprised that we haven't seen either one of them at this point.
Another penalty that'll back him up to the 2.5-yard line for the back of his end zone. Here they come. They almost got it. Edwards will take it to the 35-yard line. He'll get to the sideline, stop, and he fumbled. I thought he fumbled. No, flags came out. I think they're going to have a face mask. Edwards quickly pulled out of that pile.
I'm with you. At first, I thought that was, you're right, that was a fumble over there, but you're right. It was that little stutter step that he made. The defender thought he had him, and he was going to stutter step. That defender kind of frozen, hands out there in kind of a no man's land, ended up with a face mask. So,
well, that's going to put the Jackets inside the red zone again. Those are going to start this drive inside the 20.
4th penalty of the night against the Rams, and they've all been big ones tonight, man.
Yep, personal foul, face mask on Berkner. That's going to put the ball around the 15, inside the 15. They'll spot it at the 12.5-yard line.
I mentioned the 4th penalty of the night. 3 of those 4 penalties have been personal fouls. So, again, stuff that happens in this first game, this first week, this first half. But things that you want to get cleaned up. And, of course, Coach Bryant will want to get this stuff worked out for his Rams.
First down, Rickard will take it himself off the left side. Tries to go outside and slides down.
Good decision. No reason to force anything and pick up something positive. And a good decision to slide as well. Another shout out to the Honorable Judge Brian Williams watching tonight. Glad to have Judge Williams joining us here. Used to be part of our broadcast teams with me and Billy for a few years.
Now, you and Billy have been doing this for 18 years. You're
That's
actually
ridiculous,
been doing these broadcasts longer than these kids have been alive. 2nd and goal at the 9-yard line. Here's Hatcher. Up the middle, and this time he's swallowed up by that green defensive line. No gain to be 3rd and goal at the 9-yard line.
Yes, these kids weren't born 18 years. Isn't that nuts? It's crazy. Of course, it says a lot about me and Billy being able to do this for 18 years. And doesn't say much about standards, you know what I mean? We've been able to survive for 18 years.
Well, let's see what Coach Brooks will do here in a 3rd and 9. Now, you got a shorter field. Will you let Rickert unleash? See if he goes to maybe Wiley there, split wide to the right side of the top of your screen. Rickert's going to roll right. He's looking while he's waiting. Now throws it to the back of the end zone. It's incomplete and almost intercepted.
Man.
He had Puffer in the end zone open, and he could not haul it in, but it was low at his feet. So Braden Puffer and this Rockwall offense for a moment staying on the field in 4th and goal at the 9. Here comes now the kick team out there.
Try to get the points here. But he did have him there for a minute, Jeremy. It's one of those ones that
Austin Huffam.
That probably Rickert wishes he could have redone or have another opportunity to throw that one again. But
26-yard field goal attempt, and that one's right through the uprights. 19-0. Jackets lead midway through the 2nd quarter. Rockwall here in their 2025 season opener looking good tonight. We'll take a timeout. Be back after this here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
You in our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Wildcat Ram Stadium. As we are here with our score, it is 19-0 now. Rockwall with the lead after that 26-yard field goal a moment ago by Austin Huffam. We've had a safety, a couple touchdowns, a field goal in tonight's game. Huffam now, it's going to be an onside kick. It's on the turf, still loose at the 45, and the Jackets got it.
Wow.
Coming away with that loose ball is Will Harridge. It hit a ram, and he could not haul it in and went off his hands. Now, the rule is got to go 10 yards unless the receiving team makes contact first. They did. They could not corral that onside kick. How about that at the 6-minute mark, midway in the 2nd quarter? And you could just look at that sideline right now. They are dejected.
Yep, exactly. We mentioned a moment, of course, Rockwall again taking so far on the night, taking advantage of seems like almost every opportunity and every mistake that Berkner's had. And we saw that earlier as Rockwall kind of exploded for 16 points in about 3.5 minutes earlier in the ball game. So far, Rockwall able to do that again. Yellowjackets able to do one here. We saw Berkner showing it, that's for sure.
Caden Castro off the right side. And he'll pick up a couple of yards. Well, I think what Trey Brooks is trying to do here, looking to put it's still the first half. A lot of football to play.
You bet.
But a chance to really put a dagger into Berkner if you can score again here. And just really take away all their will in this first half. Gain of 3 for Hatcher. Actually make it a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 50-yard line. Rickert, play fake. Guns it a high rainbow down the left side for Puffer. Makes a juggling catch. Look at that. Stays in bounds and then knocked it out of bounds to the 15-yard line. Braden Puffer over the shoulder. Nice catch and beautiful throw.
Beautiful throw
by
buddy.
Rickert.
Yeah, and it's that play there at the end there. Of course, the defender recovered quickly, trying to get his contact on there, trying to knock it out. A good job of Braden being able to hold on to that one.
36-yard pass play into the red zone. Rockwall looking to make this a 3-score game. Rickard back to throw, dumps it off. There's Hankins, high stepping, breaks a tackle inside the 5, and he's got himself a first down. First and goal, Rockwall. It's right at the sticks.
Hankins with his second reception of the ball game. You mentioned that, a good job of getting that one, a nice little turn there, and as you mentioned, high step and able to break away, the little spin move, able to break away from the first contact. And man, to be a weapon out of the backfield like this, and if you remember correctly, it's another thing that Coach Brooks had mentioned to us. Again, getting these guys involved in the passing game, all three of these running backs.
Second and a yard, they try to go right up the gut with Hankins. I don't think, got it. It'll be third and short.
Shout out as well to Cliff Witt. I'd like to thank Cliff and his family for joining us tonight. Always watching the Yellow Jackets. I want to thank you for joining us here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network for Yellow Jackets football.
Might have lost a half a yard there, so it's third and a yard and a half from the 6. Rickard gives it right back to Hankins, and he will slither his way through, and he this time has got the first down to the 3. Big movement up front by the offensive line behind Mummy, Rice, and Engelau.
The Rockwall band down on the field. Look forward to seeing the Orange Wave band. The Stingerettes here. Their first halftime performance.
So we have a little technical difficulties with our score, and hey, first game we're getting our wrinkles
it's ours
worked
too,
out
right?
too.
That's it.
First and goal at the 3-yard line. Rickard takes a snap, quick slant to the end zone. Johnson juggles. He's at the 1, and he can't get over the goal line. Is he in? I haven't seen the signal. I think he's down.
Maybe.
Well, the official on the far side says he's in. Touchdown, Jackets. Welcome back, everyone. We apologize for some technical difficulties, but we are ready to go back as we're at the 2-minute mark. And the score is still 26-0 Jackets. And a moment ago, there's Parsons airing it out with triple coverage right there. It's going to be a 3rd down and 13 was that throw. Now it's 4th down.
There we go. Exactly. Just an outstanding effort again. Outstanding series there by the Yellow Jacket defense. A moment ago, had a little mix-up on the first down play. Berkner fumble on the snap. Quarterback Aiden able to get on top of it. It was almost a disaster, but overall, again, good series by the Yellow Jackets and great pressure, again, to force another punt here. Those defenses had a great first half.
And it's a fake. He's going to take off for the sideline to the 30, to the 40, and that should be enough. Yes, it is a first down. I'm not sure if that was designed. It looked like he just took off when he realized the whole left side of the field was open.
Had everything wide open, as you mentioned. A little bit of a high snap, but again, good decision on his part when he was able to read it downfield regardless. And a good read, a good decision there, and able to pick up that first down. Rams needed that, that's for sure. I think Berkner could afford, Jeremy, to find themselves in a position where they would have turned the ball back over to Rockwall.
Yeah, they certainly needed a big play right there. And so timeout here on the field again with our score 26-0. Rockwall leads. Story's been turnovers for Berkner. Jackets have cashed those in. And it's been really a plethora of different Jackets with touchdowns. I mean, we've seen first touchdown by Kendall Johnson. His first touchdown, I believe, is a Jacket of his career.
Absolutely.
Running 24-yard rushing touchdown by A.J. Hatcher and a receiving touchdown for another tailback, Caden Castro. A 10-yard reception for Castro. He also had a safety and then a 26-yard field goal by Austin Huffam. So Berkner, second life after that fake punt at their own 42-yard line. Aiden Parsons has played the entire game at quarterback for Berkner. Here comes a blitz off the edge. He's in trouble, escapes, pressure in his face, and he throws it downfield and completes it. He was down at the 50-yard line. Lawyer almost got Parsons. He just got that ball off the 6'3", 6'4" quarterback. And it has a gain of 7.
Didn't see who else it was, but a couple of Yellow Jackets out there. In addition to Lawyer, didn't see who the other young man was into the backfield there. But overall, a good decision on Parsons' half there.
Well, Berkner, they
get out there and throw something, try to do something with it.
Yeah, they're just trying to get some points here before the halftime. They only got a minute, 15 seconds left. Another unblocked blitzer off the edge. There's the quick slant. Catch is made. Broken tackle down the sideline. Turns on the Jets. That's Crothers and takes a vicious hit. And the mouthpiece comes loose at the 10-yard line. That was A.J. Nails with the hit.
Good read and a good throw there, though. Jump down the field there for the Rams, but there by A.J. at the end of the play, letting his presence known on the end of it.
A.J. Nails, another kid that has got a lot of offers from Division I schools and Division II as well. And boy, you can see it from up here. The mouthpiece came flying out, but that was a huge reception for Crothers. A gain of 42. Handed up the middle, and there's that nose guard there for the Jackets right up the middle.
Is that Day again?
Yeah, it's Wade Day.
Goodness gracious.
Josiah Shell with the carry that time for Berkner.
3 really big hits tonight so far that have just stood out from Wade Day. Just a great first half for him. A couple other scores in District. Royce City now has taken a 21-7 lead over Plano East. Highland Park taking a 28-17 lead late in the second quarter over the Hawks. And Lufkin with a 14-7 lead over Longview.
Once again, they go to the ground game, and not a whole lot there for Josiah Shell. They got a yard, and remember, Berkner's already used 2 timeouts. They have 1 left. They're going to use their last timeout here, so they go back-to-back run plays, and that Rockwall interior line stops them. Now it'll be 3rd and goal at the 9.
And another score in our district, of course, North Forney and Skyline playing tonight. North Forney with a 10-0 lead over Skyline. And a couple of games last night that we talked about. Forney successful here at Wildcat Ram, a 37-34 hard-fought victory over Lake Highlands. And then Texarkana High, the Tigers defeated Tyler Legacy last night, 57-43.
Okay, so it's 3rd and goal actually at the 5-yard line here. Parsons in the gun. Big 3rd down as Berkner tries to get on the scoreboard. In the pocket, pressure up the middle, throws. That ball is almost intercepted. It's deflected, and then down at the 1-yard line, he made the catch.
Did he really?
He made the grab. It's going to be 4th and goal at the 1.
I could not see that he was able to catch that one. Good eye. That Lawyer was right in the middle. They had a chance to intercept it, but.
Well, it said 3rd down. Okay, I thought that was 4th down. They have 3rd down in the down marker. In my book, I thought that was 4th down if he was stopped shy. But maybe I'm wrong. It's going to be now 4th down and goal at the 1-yard line, and timeout call with 6 seconds left.
Berkner again trying to do anything they can to get some points on the board. It'll be a Something Berkner definitely wants to do here, Jeremy, to cash in on this one.
Yeah, that was, again, nearly picked off by Rockwall, that previous play.
And again, I think that was Lawyer in the middle there.
It was.
It was, right? Yeah.
So when you're down 26-0, a field goal is not going to do a whole lot for you. But I mean, it would be nice if you're Berkner to get some points on the board, but they're going to go for it. So now this is the fourth down play. That was third down. Now it is fourth down. They're going to go for it. Fourth, less than a yard. And they're going to spread out the offense. Rockwall has 6 men lined up at the line of scrimmage. Everybody's out of timeouts now. Parsons puts his back in motion. High snap, pressure off the edge, throws to the end zone. It's incomplete.
Big stop by the Jackets defense, man. Outstanding job. Great pressure. Forced him to throw that probably a little bit sooner than he wanted to. And a good stop. Big stop for the Yellow Jackets defense. And overall, Jeremy, can't say enough about how the defense has played here in the first half, man.
Ty Crothers, that was right off. I mean, it was a tough catch,
yes.
but he did have his hands on it.
Yeah.
Not a bad throw by Parsons with pressure in his face. But, I mean, honestly, the story is Rockwall has taken advantage of all the miscues, and there's been several by Berkner. And Rockwall looks like a team who's several games into the season. Berkner looks like a team who's playing their first game.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Again, we talked about that. You mentioned it earlier. This group, this Rams team is a very talented group. You talked about the fact that had 20 seniors on it, but expected only to see 10 of them. It was a team full of underclassmen, so very talented, but pretty much kind of what you would expect.
Well, Rickard's got to be careful when you take a knee at the 1 yard line. He's going to look basic quarterback sneak, and that will be the end of the first half. It was all Jackets as they would pour it on with a 16-point blitz there late in the first quarter. They added 10 more points in the second quarter. It's 26-0, our halftime score, and a much different first half than last year. Last year, the Rockwall was down at home by 3, 27-24. Here, they're right now pitching a shutout.
Yeah, you got to be very pleased. I know Coach Brooks is in all phases of the game, but his offense did a really, really good job here in the first half, and that defense, whew, solid start. And again, as you said a moment ago, one of the things is taking advantage of those opportunities. That's what those good teams do. And to be in a position of where you, as you said just a second ago, you want to looking like you're a couple of games into the season. Overall, I think Coach Brooks got to be pretty pleased with the way his teams looked here in the first half.
I don't know if he's more pleased with the offense or defense.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
Both teams, it's all facets of the game.
Absolutely.
All right, we got the Rockwall Marching Band's going to perform here in just a moment, and we'll put our attention onto our Rockwall Jackets band, and we'll be back with more of the halftime show. 26-0 our score.
Tonight, we would like to thank our four background sponsors, Rook and Blue, for leisure and health. Young Beacon, Road and Washington, Joe Contractors, Harry and Captain, Lakeside ICT and T, Nestle Snap Pack and Quarter Fashion Services, Nepal Manufacturing Company in Brooklyn, Rockwall and Associates, Rockwall Ford, Rockwall Yellowjackets. Thank you for your generous support of the Steelers. And now the Steelers will perform a poetry to Blue Sweet Baby. Ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we proudly present the Rockwall High School Orange Wave Band. Tonight, the Orange Wave presents Acts 1 and 2 of their 2025 production, Retro Style, featuring music from Beethoven's Symphony No. 7 and Stephen Wright's The Four Seasons. This section of the week is the Marathon section. players of the week are Maddie Diamond and Thomas Gonzalez. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rockwall High School Orange
Welcome back, everyone. It is halftime here at Wildcat Rams Stadium. Jeremy Bryant filling in for Billy Quinton alongside David Sweet and our whole crew, including Mesquite Billy here tonight. And Rockwall, it's been a one-sided affair here in the 2025 season opener, 26-zip. They lead the Rams of Berkner High School. We'll get stats coming up in just a moment, but a lot of sponsors to thank on our broadcast debut of Rockwall football here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Absolutely. We want to thank Griffin Heat Shield. Griffin Heat Shield is a proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. Visit our website at griffinheatshield.com for more information. Griffin Heat Shield, thank you again for being one of our many sponsors tonight. As far as the first half is concerned, again, at the half, Rockwall, as you mentioned, it's been a one-sided affair, Jeremy, and for a Yellow Jackets fan, it's been a great night for the orange and white as it's gone Rockwall's way as the Yellow Jackets are up 26-0 into the first half on a goal line stand on a 4th and 1. So, is that? Wow!
We're
my
both
goodness, yeah,
follically challenged.
I don't know what to say about that, but wave to your folks out there.
Did you see in the background? There he was, folks. That is the legend.
The legend
Billy,
is behind us, Mesquite Billy, folks. There he is. If you didn't know who he was, well, listen, we know that y'all know who he is, but shout out and thank you we're so glad to have each and every one of us here tonight join us here. Again, first broadcast of the year, first game of the season for Rockwall, and, of course, our first opportunity here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network. And so far, so good. For the Yellow Jackets here, as I mentioned, 26-0 at the half. A goal line stand there for the defense at the end to keep the Rams scoreless. We'll talk about stats for Berkner first. 109 yards of total offense for the Rams, 5 first downs, 82 of that 109 through the air. Aiden Parsons, Jeremy, you mentioned it earlier that we expected to see or anticipated seeing all 3 of the quarterbacks for the Rams. That hasn't been the case so far. Parsons played the entire first half, 7 for 14, so 50% there for 90 yards through the air. Ty Crothers, the leading receiver for the Rams, 1 catch for 41 yards, 3 receptions for 32 yards for Kamari Davis. Cordy Freeman, 2 catches for 16 yards, and Nelson, 1 carry for 1 yard. DeMonte Nelson, the leader as far as rushing is concerned for the Rams. He had 5 carries for 21 yards. Von Dunn, 1 carry for 16 yards, 3 carries for 5 yards for Josiah Shell. So 109 yards of total offense for the Rams. For the Yellow Jackets, 204 yards of total offense, 11 first downs, 79 of that through the air. And a great job of the Yellow Jackets on the ground, 125 yards rushing there in the first half. Rickard, 6 of 12. 479 yards, has thrown 2 touchdowns, did have the 1 interception there in the first half. Braden Puffer, 1 catch for 37 yards. Jacoby Hankins, 2 receptions for 19 yards, 2 catches for 13 yards for Kendall Johnson, and a touchdown, his first touchdown for his career. Caden Castro, 1 catch for 10 yards. It was a big one. It was his touchdown, first touchdown of the season as well. A.J. Hatcher leading the efforts for the Yellow Jackets on the ground, 7 carries for 65 yards, averaging just a little bit over 9 yards, 9.29 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown scored for A.J. Jacoby Hankins, 5 carries for 28 yards, 3 carries for 18 yards for Caden Castro, and the quarterback, Brent Rickards, kept it 4 times for 14 yards. So once again, 204 yards of total offense there for the Yellow Jackets, and all that equals up to 26 points and a 26-0 lead here for Rockwall at the half.
By the way, a fine performance at halftime by the Orange Wave Band. and the Stingerette drill team as well out there. So halftime score 26-0. We'll be back with more right after this. You're watching live coverage of Rockwall ISD football on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about serving the local community and the surrounding areas. My goal is to take the hassle out of buying insurance. I want to educate you on what you're buying and help you make an informed decision. Whether it's personal or commercial insurance, my team and I will be here every step of the way to make sure you are getting the satisfaction you need and the coverage you deserve. My promise to you is that we will never hard sell you insurance, use slick sales techniques, or pressure you into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. Call us today at 972-285-0381 to find the best coverage to fit your need. My commitment is to give you unparalleled service, and remember, Hamby helps.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Welcome back here at our broadcast booth here at Wildcat Rams Stadium at Richardson ISD, where the Rockwall Yellowjackets own a 26-0 lead over the Berkner Rams. Went through the stats. Let's go through some scores right now. As again, some district scores and see how the Hawks are doing over there at Highland Park as well here tonight.
All right, so we'll get some real quick. Just a real quick reminder from the two games that were last night. Texarkana, Texas, the Tigers with a 57-43 win over Tyler Legacy. Forney had a 37-34 victory over Lake Highlands here at Wildcat Ram. Royce City still up 21-7 over Plano East. And the last score we had, it was 28-17, the Scots over the Heath Hawks. Lufkin and Longview are now all tied up at 14. And then North Forney was extended. They've scored again to take a 24-0 lead over Dallas Skyline. So those are the scores from the 10-6A teams so far from last night and tonight. A shout out real quick before I turn it back over to Mike Townsend. Gentleman Townsend family, one of our favorites, definitely bigger fans of Shelly Townsend, his wife, and his daughter Madison, son Caden. But Mike's okay, I guess. So shout out to the Townsend crew. Mike, we appreciate you texting, appreciate you guys watching, and everything you guys have done throughout the Rockwall community.
You mentioned, of course, Lake Travis coming to town next week. They're ranked number 9 by Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and they're up 31-0 at halftime over Arlington Martin.
Another very good Lake Travis team that's going to make their way into Rockwall next week. So,
hey, but the way the Jackets are playing right now, that could be a barn burner next week.
Fun. Last year was a fun game. It was a great game. Rockwall had down there and gave Lake Travis everything they could. Definitely could have won that ball game. So look forward to the matchup taking on the Cavaliers next week.
Yeah, that was the debut we saw. Brent Rickard came in, and boy, did he put on a show for that game and the rest of the season. Again, it's halftime here, 26-0. We just got a few more minutes before we go to the start of the second half. So we're going to take another timeout as the Yellow Jackets looking good here in the first half. We'll see if they can close it out in the second half. Be back here in just a moment in the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
For those with an independent spirit, there's a bank as independent as you. For buying a home, for building a business, for getting snacks at the game. We've been serving North Texas since 1875. Because we're more than a bank. We're your bank for life. American National Bank of Texas.
You know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane founded this business in order to take care of the families in the community. I've taken on that and I want to keep doing it for each and every one of you. I grew up here in Rockwall and it's important to me that this community continues to operate the way it always has. That is neighbor taking care of neighbor. When I lost my dad, Rest Haven took care of my family. And it is my intention to take care of as many families as I can in the future.
Oswald, Director of Client Assistance and Food Pantry here at Helping Hands. We are so excited to have Rockwall Ford, Rockwall Dodge, Rockwall ISD, and the entire community join together once again to support our neighbors in need. Last year, the Food Pantry distributed over 560,000 pounds of food. Currently, we are distributing over 15,000 pounds of food each week. This is why we strongly rely on the Shop the Rock I-30 Classic Food Drive to pack our pantry. For more information on our current needs, please visit our Rockwall Helping Hands Facebook page or our website at rockwallhelpinghands.com.
At Rockwall Sports Center, your logo is our business. We specialize in custom branded apparel, shirts, hats, jackets, polos, and even team uniforms. Whether you need custom gear for your corporate outings, staff retreats, company parties, or just new staff wear, we've got you covered. We can use your design or help you design a new one. We offer high quality customer service and always put our customers and their satisfaction first. Contact us today and let us show you how Rockwall Sports Center can have you looking your best.
Shop an exceptional selection of new pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles at Rockwall Ford, the home of rock bottom pricing. With hundreds of new vehicles, we're sure to have the right one for you. And when your vehicle needs to be serviced, schedule your appointment online with our master certified technicians. Your next Ford is waiting for you at Rockwall Ford. Log online for your rock bottom deals. Just click, print, and buy. Shop the Rock today. I-30 exit 205.
RockwallFord.com.
Welcome back, everybody, here at Wildcat Rams Stadium. Jeremy Bryant alongside David Sweet. As it's halftime, 26-0. Rockwall is on top. Both teams are back out warming up, as you see on your screen right there. And tonight's game also brought to you in part by Riddle Brothers Roofing, an award-winning roofing company that services the Dallas-Fort Worth complex. Riddle Brothers, and experienced roofers with both commercial and residential roofs. Lots of experience with claims, and they can assist your insurance company. We provide only the best quality roofing material in the industry to ensure you get a quality roof that lasts for many years to come. Okay, so you look in the first half, and, you know, as well as Rockwall played, you can look at, Brent Rickard made some big-time throws, but really it's been the ground game that has been the key for that Rockwall offense on the offensive end.
Yep, absolutely. You want to establish something early, and they've been able to do that with the running game. And a hat shout out, which, again, that stood out. We've mentioned on several occasions. Coach Brooks mentioned it to you and I when we spent some time at practice. He mentioned that to Billy in that pregame interview, how talented and the confidence level he had in these all three of these guys. And we saw that in the first half. They were all extremely effective. All three of the guys, AJ Hatcher, Caden Castro, and Jacoby Hankins were all very active members of the offense, and couldn't ask for anything better. And then what a great job that offensive line has done, Jeremy. Just giving them all day long, giving Rickert the time that he needed, and of course getting this running game going. And I think if you had to pick, I want that strong start coming from the ability to be able to control the offensive line, quickly the ability to be able to move the football on the ground, and we'll let that high-flying Yellow Jacket offense, we'll get that thing going. But I'd rather have that ground game going to be able to start, and I can guarantee Coach Brooks,
well,
he wouldn't swap that either. And
right.
Then, we'll establish that running game and be able to control that clock a lot and keep these sustained drives and get the big guys to lean on that defense and wear them out, set up the run to open up the pass, and just very good start there on the ground for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, let's give the O-line some love. They don't get their names. Well, they pretty much never get their names during a game unless they commit a penalty.
Yeah.
So let's give some love to Gunnar Talley, Kaimani Angelau, Maddox Mummy, Henry Rice, and Michael Carrena. They started an offensive line tonight for the Yellow Jackets. So Rockwall, I believe, gets the ball to start the second half.
Yes, sir.
And so the Jackets, their first drive, they had the interception, but ever since then, they've been rolling on offense. But the other story, again, was 2 fumbles by Monty Nelson, the starting tailback for the Rams of Berkner High School. I don't think we've seen him carry the ball really since then. And they've had, a couple of key turnovers. They've had a safety. And every time they commit a turnover, it's deep in their own territory.
Absolutely. Of course, 3 personal fouls, 4 penalties committed there by the Rams in the first half, but 3 of those were huge. And fumbles and penalties and all that good kind of stuff. And, as you mentioned, a snap over the head for a safety. Those things will kill you. They'll lead up a coach, eat him up, man. And
well,
Coach, see what they've got planned here in the second half.
Yeah. Trey Brooks did say before the game, as we'll see the kickoff here, as here's going to be Wiley back at his 10. He slipped and fell at the 14-yard line.
He's held onto the ball. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, low line drive kick. Those are tough ones to field on the fly. What I was going to say, though, guys like Duckworth and Stoner are 2 big D1 commits.
Yes, sir.
He even told us before the game, they're not going to play both ways all the time. They had a set number of series and plays.
Good point.
And it was actually Duckworth, he's going as a corner to Stanford. Stoner's going as a tight end, the UTEP. But they're actually more valuable to Rockwall right now. Stoner is a defensive end.
Yes, sir.
And Duckworth as a wide receiver.
Absolutely. And, of course, we talked about the guys on the offensive end. You've referenced Stoner. You mentioned Duckworth. There are a couple of other guys. Outstanding job there in the first half by Wade Day. Made his presence known up front. Christian Lawyer all over the place for the Yellow Jackets. Zayden Edwards, Will Ashworth, Okanuga. Good job there in the first half for the defense on the defensive side of the football.
Well, Caden Castro gets the carry as he comes off the left-hand side and bounces his way for about 3 yards on first down. And go back to that point. Coach Brooks even said, hey, it's the first game of the season. We don't want to, tire these guys out. We got the whole, 10-game schedule. District's a long ways away. Basically saved all those tricks in the bag for later when it really matters. Second down and 7. Brent's going to fake it now, throw a deep rainbow pass. Then the double coverage, it's knocked away, incomplete. And that was at the 40-yard line. Intended for, looked like...
Let's see, did you see who that was?
Oh, that was Jaden Petrino. Yeah, Jaden Petrino in the slot. I think just his second target tonight for Petrino. It'll be 3rd down and 7. So Lamb's going to line up. Jet Lamb is in now, the tight end. So 3 receivers in the near side, 2 on the top of your screen there. Empty set. We were talking to the coach. We'll talk about this later. He said, Brent's been with this program since 3rd grade. Quick slant, side steps, 2 men, and gets away at the 25-30. Turns on the Jets to the 35-yard line. Reception made by Luke Leach. And a first down for the Jackets. That's a gain of 13 yards.
Yeah, Luke's first reception of the season, the 6', 160-pound senior. Good job after the catch. Nice throw getting it into his hands there. An outstanding job. Those yards after the catch, all-out effort. Great job there by Luke.
Yeah, but Coach Brooks said, Brent's been in camp since he's in 3rd grade at Jackets camp. So he's known the offense since then. He's just grown up with it.
Inside and out, man.
That one's nearly picked off. That was behind his intended receiver. Looking for Duckworth on a slant. Missed it behind him, and lucky that was not picked off.
Yeah, very fortunate. The defense just really wasn't in the right spot. Kind of turned around a little bit there and quickly come off of Duckworth's hands. Otherwise, it could have been trouble.
Well, Rickard only had 9 interceptions last season in 10 games played. He has 1 pick tonight. Also a touchdown pass. So they got him to jump off sides. A hard count by Brent Rickard. And that should be 5 free ones there for the Jackets.
Little freeze play. Defense looked about 3 of the guys in the green jerseys jumped, and that is the call.
That's just a savvy veteran quarterback to make that hard count. Be 2nd down and 5 now. Ball right there at the 40-yard line of Rockwall. Rickard walks up. Very calm, collect, always calls the play. He'll hand it up to Castro, shoots up the middle, and he's close to a first down. His knee went down at the 45, and they are going to signal.
You're going to give it to him? Or is he going to be a little?
I think it's a little. No, they're going to say, yep, first down for the Jackets. When you got a 26-0 lead, this is the ideal way to start the second half. Just keep it on the ground, use that clock. Berkner crowding up to the line. They're showing a blitz. Here they come. Dumps it off for Castro, and he got upended at the 47-yard line. Good open field tackle.
A very good open tackle. But again, you mentioned Castro. Good job. He knew that defender was out there, knew that hit was coming. So had the presence of mind to make that reception, secure the football.
That was
pick up a couple of yards.
The guy, Jesse, their other corner, he's also got offers from Wake Forest, UTSA, Sacramento State, and Ball State. First time we said that name tonight. Mekhi Jesse, their corner on the far side. And now plays blown dead.
Another one of those juniors, another one of those youngsters for Coach Bryant's squad. And you said throughout the night how lots of talent here for the Rams. They're just a very young team and going to get better throughout the season. The next couple of years, Berkner's going to be a pretty tough team to play, man.
Certainly so. Yeah, false start there, a rare Rockwall penalty. They'll back him up 5. Now you got 2nd down, 13. Rickard back 3 steps, looking deep, slings it out for Leach, and he makes an over-the-shoulder catch, and he can't hold on. It's incomplete. He had it for a split second.
Into his hands and just unable to secure it, but those ones that you can see, my, man. Good separation behind the defender.
Almost a perfect throw by Rickard, just maybe a couple inches too far out in front of Leach. Now it's a 3rd down and 13. In motion is Puffer. Pressure from the backside. It's a screen. Juggling catch by Hankins. He'll stay with it. He gets near midfield, but well shy of the first down marker. It's going to be 4th down and about 7 yards to go, and they'll bring the punt team out on the field.
So I think this will be only the second punt. Isn't that right? Second punt for the Yellow Jackets tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
You're exactly right. Christian Lawyer is out there. They actually bring 2 guys out, Lawyer and Jerry Castro. Coach Brooks, his lineup, you got Castro as the punter, but it's rare to see 2 punters.
This is the dual punter formation, Jeremy.
Have you ever seen a formation like this?
Yes, we're familiar with the dual punter.
And now that one's going to go inside the 5 and down at the 3-yard line. Well, I think Christian Lawyer looks like he's a heck of a punter tonight. He's got 2 beautiful punts.
He can do anything tonight, man.
Yeah,
He's
seriously.
A great night.
I mean, if it was homecoming, he'd be the king.
Exactly.
8:35 to play in the 3rd quarter, 26-0 our score. Yes, there's no points there for Rockwall, but they still used 4.5 minutes of clock, which again, the clock is the Jackets' friend right now. And so Berkner will come out. This game is being brought to you in part tonight by Rockwall Sports Center, proudly serving the community for over 20 years. They do sporting goods, screen printing, custom apparel company based right there in Rockwall, Texas. Our retail storefront offers an extensive selection of school spirit wear, team uniforms, and athletic gear at Rockwall Sports Center. So Berkner again on the shadow of their goal line. This has kind of been the theme of the night for the Rams. Parsons on a keeper. He's in trouble. Broke through a tackle, cuts back to his left, and gets out of the shadows to the 9-yard line. I thought for a moment there, right there on the goal line, he was in trouble.
An outstanding job there, man, quite honestly, because he was on an island all by himself. That's all-out effort. Who was that? Who was that? Was
that was quarterback keeper Nelson? Pardon me, Parsons. So it'll be second down and 3 yards to go as Parsons barking out the signals. Rockwall always a very aggressive defense. Parsons again a quarterback keeper. He'll get to the 10-yard line this time, and he is wrapped up and brought down. An emphatic tackle by Jimmy Pulliam there for the Jackets. He gets up, and he's hyped up. It'll be third down and 3. Still have not seen the other two quarterbacks for Berkner. We were
very surprised, Jeremy.
Yeah, Luke Jewell. I did a little digging on him. Luke Jewell, the backup, went to a USC football camp. I was like, well, if he went to USC for a camp, he's got to be at least somewhat talented. I haven't seen him or Demarion Dunn, their third-string quarterback. Well, Berkner not in a big hurry here, despite being down 26 points. It's third down and 3. And now we're going to have whistles and a timeout called. And you can see the frustration. The coaches coming out there, and they are just giving their offense an earful.
Just overall, a little bit more bumps than what these guys think. I think, here we go. How about Texas Health Rockwall? Texas Health Rockwall. Hospital Rockwall is proud to serve the growing areas of Rockwall County, Kaufman County, Hunt County, Eastern Dallas County, Southern Collin County, and outlying areas in 2024 to meet the growing needs of our community. Texas Health Rockwall completed an expansion that doubled the size of our hospital, adding more patient beds, a level 1 NICU, cardiac cath lab, and expanded other departments, including labor and delivery, operating room, and the emergency room. Big shout out, a thank you to Texas Health Rockwall.
I don't know if you can see there in the very bottom of your screen, they have a receiver who's literally lined up on the hash marks and now in motion. That's Davis. Looking for him. They fired to Davis, and it's incomplete behind the intended receiver. He lined up almost out of bounds when he went in motion, and he was the target the entire way. Kamari Davis, incomplete. And that just sums up the night for Berkner. Nothing going right.
Pressure and another forced to punt here by the Yellow Jacket defense. Again, we said it going into the half, Jeremy, that Brooks overall is staff, they've got to be very pleased at this effort that this Yellow Jacket defense has put on tonight. Done a really good job of getting pressure on the quarterback, controlling the run. Good job in that secondary with coverage downfield against extreme, very talented receiving core here for Berkner.
Another short punt. Edwards let it bounce. Look out, if it hits a Jacket, it's a live ball. It'll be instead down to the 35-yard line. That is only a punt of 25 yards, no return. So Rockwall 35 yards away from pay dirt with a 26-0 lead.
Has your home insurance rate doubled the last few years? Talk to Jacob Rhodes, your trusted broker at Smith Allen Insurance. Born and raised in Rockwall, Jacob is a class of 2023 graduate at Rockwall High School and is committed to finding the best rates along with top-notch service. Whether it's home, auto insurance, Jacob takes the time to understand your needs and tailor coverage to fit your life. Contact him at 214-460-3638 or Jacob at smithallen.com.
Handoff, it's Castro as he knifes up the middle to the 30-yard line. Picks up 5 yards on first down. Caden Castro was a touchdown reception tonight. In fact, the 3 running backs for the Jackets have all made a big difference in this game. Hatcher a rushing touchdown from 24 yards. Castro a receiving touchdown, and a couple nice plays by Jacoby Hankins.
Mentioned it throughout the night of being able to, the confidence level early in the season with all three of these guys. And then that confidence level, as you mentioned, not only on the ground, but getting them involved in the passing game. And
well, that's in the middle, clogged up the line for Castro. Nowhere to go, no gain. It'll be 3rd down and 5, and this time Jacoby Hankins comes in and back in the backfield with Rickard. 3rd down and 5. Let's see if they will let loose here. Rickard surveys the defense, gives it right back to Jacoby Hankins, and he runs over a couple Rams. I mean, he's delivering some punishment out there, and he picks up 9 yards and a 1st down.
And again, as we've said, repetitive but emphasizing for a reason here, all the confidence level on all three of these guys, and all three of them, the things that they do, similar and do well, but also different. I mean, Hankins is just some fresh feet like that, a ram, tough to tackle downfield, man.
That was an awkward play. It was snapped. There's a flag down. Only half of the players moved at the snap of the ball. Everyone else was just frozen.
It's a freeze play.
I think it was off. Yeah, offsides on Berkner. Rockwall will take that. That'll put him inside the 20. Yeah, you mentioned Jacoby Hankins. They list him at 5'11", 201. I mean, he is truly stacked. And he comes out, and Caden Castro back in at tailback. Now it's 1st and 5. Another low snap. Rickard's looking to the end zone. He's got Wiley. He dives. Did he make the catch? He did.
Woo-hoo!
Touchdown, Jackets.
Wiley's first reception. He's the young man, as we mentioned earlier, number 17, the 6 foot, 160-pound sophomore. The young man that we talked about hadn't made his completion or first score. Well, he did it now, but have been gaining all that attention from all the recruits, over the summer. And he's fun to watch, and there's his first touchdown of the year.
His first touchdown as a varsity football player is a touchdown.
Yeah, very cool. First catch is a touchdown. That's big.
Brian Wiley, the touchdown maker, gets the sophomore's first grab. And Coach Brooks says he's a great route runner. He just is able to go get the ball, and he did that time in double coverage, a diving snare in the end zone. 17-yard touchdown from Rickard to Wiley, and the route is on. It's 33-0 Jackets here in the 3rd quarter. We'll take a timeout here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
You in our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Well, the Jackets will line up, and we saw an onside kick in the 2nd quarter, David.
Yeah.
And it worked to perfection.
So don't ever assume. That's the message.
I'm not going to assume another onside here by Huffam.
Got the dual kickers out there, too. But we're going to kick this one off.
Picked up inside the 20-yard line. That's Crothers, and he is yanked down from behind. He's looking for a flag. If he thought he got grabbed from the back of the jersey. Yeah, you're right. That time for the Jackets, kicking that ball was Clayton Perez, another senior kicker.
33-0 Yellow Jackets. Again, 268 yards now of total offense for Rockwall with 147 yards on the ground. So Rickard now has crossed over that 100-yard mark. Rickard 10 of 19 for 121 yards and 3 touchdowns with that 1 interception. Puffer a reception for 37 yards. Hankins 2 for 25 yards. Ryan Wiley, as we just mentioned a moment ago, his first reception, a big one, a 16-yarder for a touchdown. Kendall Johnson, reception for a touchdown, as well as Caden Castro. So,
well, Aiden Parsons, yeah. Everything's working to perfection tonight for the Jackets. And on the flip side, it's been a nightmare for Berkner. And Aiden Parsons still at quarterback. You might look for a spark here, I would think, from Coach Bryant, but he stays with his starting quarterback. And on first down, they give it to Shell as he picks up 7 yards.
Only 124 yards of total offense tonight so far for the Rams.
Now the end around, and Rockwall had that one sniffed out.
Didn't fool anyone.
Christian Lawyer with the stop. And so we had 4:20 to play here in this third quarter, 33-0 as our score. We'll step away for a timeout here and be back in just a moment. You're watching live coverage of Rockwall and Berkner here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
I'm Erin Neal, the principal agent and owner of Hamby Insurance. I am passionate about serving the local community and the surrounding areas. My goal is to take the hassle out of buying insurance. I want to educate you on what you're buying and help you make an informed decision. Whether it's personal or commercial insurance, my team and I will be here every step of the way to make sure you are getting the satisfaction you need and the coverage you deserve. My promise to you is that we will never hard sell you insurance, use slick sales techniques, or pressure you into making a decision that you're not comfortable with. Call us today at 972-285-0381 to find the best coverage to fit your need. My commitment is to give you unparalleled service, and remember, Hamby helps.
And after that official timeout, it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for Berkner. They have really struggled on 3rd downs tonight at their own 33-yard line. Rockwall showing a blitz. They swing it out to the far sideline. He breaks a tackle, gets away from Lawyer down the sideline, and escapes for a 1st down. Well, no, they're going to say he went out of bounds. It looks like in that far side just before the marker.
Ooh, he wasn't able to.
So Lawyer got him out of bounds first.
Did his good job there and an opportunity to be able to hold him to no yardage. But again, minimal yards on the pickup, being able to force him out of bounds a little sooner than that.
As good as this defense has been tonight, pitching a shutout. This is also, again, without Jay Christian Washington. He'll be back next week, Coach Brooks said. I mean, he's one of their best defenders, best tacklers last season.
Solid, man.
So, I mean, this strong defense gets even stronger next week. They'll go for it. Might as well. You're down 33-0 at home. 4th and a yard. Give it up the middle, and he's going to be stuffed. He did not get it. Jackets football.
My goodness, another one. We talked about it earlier. The goal line stand at the end of the half. The end of the first half to keep Berkner from getting into the end zone, getting onto the board. That was a big one. Another big stop there, Jeremy, being able to hold these guys short of being able to pick up the 1st down. So far on the night, we talked about the 124 yards of total offense. Only 5 1st downs on the night for this Berkner offense. So the Yellow Jacket defense has just played lights out.
Again, I mean, Berkner last year put up, 27 on Rockwall, and they brought, like I mentioned before, a lot of talent in their sophomore and junior class. But their offense is abysmal against this Rockwall D. 1st down, Rickard, play action, looking deep, slings it to the sideline. That ball's intercepted. Down the sideline, that's Daquan Dunn, the Arizona State commit. He's got blockers. Woo. He could go the distance. Down the sideline, Rickard's the only one left, and he's going to go to the house, but wait a minute. There is a flag down back at the 40 in Berkner territory. And another flag comes out, but that's going to be a dead ball foul. I think we're going to have an illegal block back at the 40-yard line on that return. Yeah, that's Daquan Dunn, the guy who had almost 25 Division I offers, just recently committed to Arizona State with that interception for the Rams.
Just overthrown. was that football. And I tell you what, Naquan's not the one that you want to find yourself in a position on the other side of an overthrown football. We saw every bit of the reason why, Arizona State, these other schools have been interested in him. Goodness gracious, once he got into the open field, he was something else.
Oh, the touchdown does stand. So the flag was a tripping. Rockwall tried to trip to bring him down, and then it was called unsportsmanlike conduct on Rockwall. That was declined. So I thought it was a block in the back. I was just usually on a return. It's usually always on the team trying to return it for a score. Instead, it was on the Jackets for trying to trip to make the tackle. That's a very rare call to see.
That's called trying to tackle Daquan Dunn in the
Anything
open
you
field.
can.
Anything you can do it or try it, I guess.
Rockwall had 12 men on. Now they send one off. Bad snap. Rolling out right. Just looking to the end zone. It's done. Throws in the back of the end zone, and it's knocked away. Good effort out there by Jonathan Orozco for Rockwall, knocking that ball away. So the shutout's gone. 33-6 is our new score. We'll take a quick timeout. 33-6. Rockwall leads late in here in the third quarter. You're watching live coverage of Rockwall Jackets football on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Nation, this is Coach Brooks shouting out to Rockwall Ford. I'm excited to have the support of Ford team for the 2025 football season and their support for the remarkable achievements that students and staff strive to accomplish daily. Over the years, they have extended their unwavering support to every athlete, coach, and staff member as they diligently pursue their goals and ultimately achieve victory. We look forward to continuing our partnership. Go Jackets!
Well, Berkner was something to cheer about finally, as that took them nearly 3 quarters to score in the 2025 campaign. And it came from their defense. Daquan Dunn, the guy that we mentioned the commitment to Arizona State. It's not just that. He runs a 4.5 40. He's ranked one of the top corners and overall players. He's ranked 134 by 24/7 Sports of all Texas high school football players. And he gets that interception return. I don't have the official distance, but it's right at about 82 yards, I believe. Here's the kickoff now to be Edwards. Boy, a nice catch there. That was almost over his head. And he gets a block, now puts on the brakes, and he's going to be swallowed up for no gain there. And the Jackets will start just inside their 25-yard line.
And again, as you mentioned earlier in the game, we talked about the confidence level that the offensive staff has in all 6 of these receivers. But as you said earlier, Jeremy, again, Gooch and Marsh, those 2 guys having, those 2 big weapons, those are gone. So just trying to get things worked out and figured out. Kind of the go-to guys, those go-to plays, if you will, to keep things going in the passing game. And that's would be the one little part, the little mark here that want to work on or try to improve on here for the Yellow Jackets, and all confidence in the world that they'll get it going. But
on first down, Rickard's going to fire it near sideline. The Castro makes the catch, turns up field to the 30-yard line, just shy of the sticks. Good first down play. Yeah, those 2, Tristan Gooch, Cameron March, combined for right at 2,000 receiving yards last season.
So you can't dismiss that. There's no way around it, But again, we talked about the evolution of this game with the 3, not only on the ground, but the 3 guys able to catch out of the backfield, his confidence level in all 6 receivers, and then, of course, even, Stoner and, of course, Jet Lamb at that halfback position.
Here's Castro, and he gets 5 yards. If you're able to see that, one of his offensive linemen there for Rockwall, that was Henry Rice, just grabbed Castro and said, "Here, I'm taking you for a little ride."
We're going to go, buddy.
Yeah, he pulled him.
Yeah, we're going downfield.
He pulled him for about another 2 yards, and that'll be a first down for the Jackets.
Philadelphia will push you from behind with the
not
Eagles
sure about
push
the
you from behind. We'll just go ahead and try to pull you down the field.
The Texas tractor pull?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay,
See?
that was a stretch.
Hey, whatever. The
That was-
jacket tractor pull, maybe. I don't know.
First down and 10 at the 39-yard line. Rickard's going to swing it out to the far side. That's Leach. Makes the catch, but
good tackle. Good
short.
coverage.
Yeah, great open field tackle. Gain of about 3.
What was the story that he came out that Leach had Mike Leach when he was at Tech? Did you hear that one earlier in the summer? I'd say this is a small guy. I talked about and had some sort of conversation at one point of whether or not he could take a smaller back in the backfield and throw him over the top of the. Had to be talked out of that by his staff, you know.
That sounds about right. There's a lot of things I'm sure that he was talked out of.
They had to talk the Pirate out of doing. Yeah.
Second down and 7. Rickard in trouble, just throws the ball away. He was outside the tackle box. There's no intentional grounding there. It'll be third down and 7.
Nowhere to go with it, not force it. You're right, it was outside of the tackle. So, again, a good decision in that one of throwing the football away.
I got to say, though, whether you're a UT, Tech fan, whatever, but you miss guys like Mike Leach because they're just not a whole lot of characters like him in football.
There's no one like, I mean, my goodness, going tons of folks listening, watching that are Tech fans. But my goodness, wins in Lubbock, wins in Pullman, at Washington State, and then wins at, Mississippi State. This was a guy that could, a character through and through, but an offensive mastermind, man.
So that was a completion, short yardage there to Hankins. Now it's 4th down and 2. And so it looks like, Berkner jumped off sides. Yep. Free play on 4th down, and doesn't matter. Now, Kendall Johnson was out of bounds. The hat came off of the official. Was he forced out of bounds? There's no flag down for that, but there is a flag down for sure on offsides and a hard count by Brent Rickard. Yep, first down, Rockwall. Now move the chains out to the 47-yard line.
Third time tonight that freeze or that hard count has resulted in a first down and a 5-yard penalty against the Rams defense.
Now both teams have 2 turnovers tonight, but it feels to me just more like a one-sided affair, not just because of the scoreboard. Jackson Stoner's now in at H-back. He's going to go on a slant. Rickard spins out of trouble, but he got tripped up, and he goes down inside the 40-yard line.
Good pursuit. He just lost his footing trying to spin out of that one.
That's Ricky McBride, the defensive end, with that sack.
Yeah, Rams with good pressure. As you mentioned, McBride quickly into the backfield to cause havoc, but a great job again also downfield by the Rams secondary. Nowhere to go.
Second down and 20.
I'm sorry.
A low snap up the middle, and there's Castro. Spins around for about 4 yards. You got some pushing and shoving away from the play in the bottom of your screen here. No flags come out. And that's going to weigh the third quarter will end that way. So it'll be third down and 16. When we come back for Rockwall, they have a 33-6 lead, cruising into the fourth quarter in the 2025 season opener. You're watching live coverage of the Rockwall Yellowjackets here on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
You and our community is what sets Alliance Bank apart. We are community banking. That's why you can find us at nearly every event volunteering, sponsoring, and donating. Alliance Bank has been serving Rockwall County for over 16 years, and with your help, we have grown into the go-to bank for our community. Time to start a new business, time to expand your business, ready for a new home or a like new home, we will be there because that's who we are. Alliance Bank, your community bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
And we are back here in Richardson at Wildcat Rams Stadium, right next to Lake Highlands High School. Jackets now with a 33-6 lead. We start the fourth quarter. Jeremy Bryant in for Billy Quinton. David Sweet, of course, with us as well, with Jet, Lisa, and the whole gang. And, of course, Mesquite Billy on camera tonight. Third down and 16 coming up here for Rockwall. As we start this fourth quarter, ball be spotted at their 42 42-yard line. Pardon me, 46-yard line. It's been a busy quarter, second half for Castro. We'll try it again. 41-yard line. Had it right the first time. Here's Castro up the middle on a 3rd and 16, a draw play. And he is brought down. That's McBride again. He is wreaking some havoc on the Jackets offensive line. And be 4th down, and Rockwall will punt the football away.
It's just a play there to try to see if you could bust something open. McBride again. Definitely here in the second half. McBride has made his presence known there for the Rams. Shout out, how about the Yellow Jackets crowd across the way? Lots of orange and white, good support here.
Lawyer, another high spiraling punt. Take it inside the 15-yard line. And a nice open field tackle down the sideline at the 24 after that 12-yard return. So we have 11:15 left to play here, and our score, it's Rockwall 33 and Richardson Berkner 6. Rockwall football being brought to you in part by Rockwall Ford, your local source for all things Ford. They'll help you find and finance the perfect vehicle for you, and they can book an appointment for an out-of-state, I should say, state-of-the-art service center. If you need care for a Ford you already own, ask for Jeff Hicks at Rockwall Ford, proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. So the Rockwall defense back out there now, with for early fourth quarter, throughout the game, it's not just here in the second half. You see a lot more second string guys and go deeper into the bench.
Yes, sir.
But Trey Brooks, that's what he told me, earlier in the week. He said, hey, we want to give a lot of these guys experience. It's important they get experience before district begins.
That's what non-district is about, right? You want to work all this kind of stuff out, give people, especially a game like this where you've got really, really good control of it early or into the fourth quarter. Some real live opportunity when it all counts. It pay off in the long run.
There's a deep pass down the sideline and almost an acrobatic catch. Incomplete at the 50-yard line. Joshua Sanders on the coverage. It was a deep ball for Daquan Dunn playing wide receiver. He's that starting cornerback.
At some point in this season, it's going to be extremely unfair if you have a Cord Freeman, Kamari Davis, and Dunn out there as options.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
some team in this district in 7-6A is going to have their hands full as this young team improves over the next few weeks with these many weapons on offense.
It's a valid point. They were picked to finish 4th in their district. A slant and a big hit put on at the 31-yard line as the catch is made for Berkner. That was Nico Campbell with the reception. And the stop made out there for the Jackets. Will Ashworth with that big hit, of course.
No surprise there. Uh-oh.
We got a roughing the passer, personal foul in Rockwall. So the completion stands plus 15 more and a roughing the passer penalty on the Jackets. So now 10:59 left to play. Berkner moved the ball across midfield the first half. I don't think their offense at least has been across midfield in the second half. He'll sling it out to his tailback. That's Nelson. Juked one defender, got across midfield out to the 45-yard line. And a host of Jackets there to make the tackle. It's Braxton Chaplin along with Divine Equinugo. Shy of the first down, gain of 8 to be second down. We'll call it 1, actually. Berkner moving the football down by 27 points. Their backup tailback is in now, Shell. Here on 2nd and 1, pressure in his face, throws middle, and he completes it. There's Crothers, curls around to the sideline, leaps off his feet Almost went upside down, but he's dancing on the sideline after that reception. That's one of those where you want to kind of make sure he knows the score as well when you're doing some dancing after a reception like that. It was a very athletic play.
Pretty excited about. Hats off to the great play, but you're right.
A lot of speed.
Might want to glance over and take a look at that.
Exactly. Yeah. A lot of speed, though, on this team.
Very much so, man. We talked about it with Kamari Davis, and of course we said it a second ago with Foreman, and especially when they put Dunn over there on offense. But you can't forget about Crothers, the senior. Had a couple of big plays tonight.
Well, we got a timeout. We'll stay right here. Tonight's game brought to you by HBTX, locally owned community banking at its best. HBTX, recognized one of the strongest financial institutions in the country. Rated 5 stars by Bauer Financial. Visit HBTX in Rockwall, 105 East Ralph Hall Parkway. Okay, so we're in the middle of the fourth quarter here. We actually still got 10 minutes left to play. And Rockwall with a big lead. Got Lake Travis coming to town next week. Lake Travis, not a big shocker, number 9 in the state. They're looking impressive tonight as well. They were up 31-0 at halftime. I'll get an update here in just a second.
Well, taking on Arlington Martin, right? That's who they had.
That's right.
Find that one. We'll see if we got a couple of other ones that we can mention. Of course, Highland Park's got a 42-24 lead now, late in the third quarter over Rockwall Heath. Royce City putting it on Plano East. They've got a 41-7 lead over those guys, over the Panthers.
It's a good win for the Royce City.
Very much so. Lufkin now, or Longview rather, with a 21-14. It's closer than I think a lot of folks would have thought. 21-14 lead for Longview over Lufkin. North Forney still with the shutout. 37-0 over Dallas Skyline.
Parsons takes a big hit right in the ribs as he releases that football. And there's a flag down field. That was up the gut. Braxton Chaplin, defensive lineman. And Parsons gets up, and he's having a hard time standing up straight.
He got feel that, man.
I think got the wind knocked out of him. There's a flag about 5 yards downfield. Pass interference on Rockwall. So that flag will put the ball at the 15 of the Jackets. And a lot of defensive penalties here in this second half. You know, these are things that, again, a coaching staff will look at on film and
get cleaned up.
You know, you see a score, you're up 33-6. What can we work on? Well, there's obviously a lot of things to improve on week by week. Coach Brooks will be the first one to say that. So Parsons goes to the empty set, 5 wide receivers and a new set of downs. Blitz off the edge. He dropped the ball and he just got back on it. He was nearly going to be decapitated there by Cesar.
Yeah, it was a very good decision on his part to go ahead and take the loss, because he was about to pay for that one.
Yeah, Coach Brooks, when I asked him how aggressive is your defense, he said, yeah, we blitz frequently all the time.
And can come from anywhere.
Yep.
You know.
Run, pass, blitzes, all the above. And even, I mean, you see them right there. They're not a big defensive line, but just the way they, as you mentioned, timing on their blitzes and where they come from. Second down and 16. Parsons again pumps, now throws in the end zone, a jump ball, and is it caught? Yes, it is in the end zone over 2 defenders. Touchdown for Berkner.
Good job, again, securing that one. But, man, good pressure for the Yellow Jackets right up the middle, so I'll give that a shout-out. It's off to Parsons, the quarterback, staying in there with that pressure coming right at him. Had to step over just a little bit to the right to avoid that collision, but a good presence of mind in the pocket of staying in there to deliver that football down the field. As you mentioned, between out jumped 2 defenders for that touchdown.
21-yard pass play. It was, I believe, Ty Crothers who made that catch. He lost his helmet on the catch and to leave the field. And so now they're going to send new personnel in. Yeah, that was Crothers with the touchdown catch. First offensive touchdown this evening for Berkner.
Seen Crothers a moment ago. He was the young man that had the big play The big reception a moment ago, big first down.
They'll go for 2, down 33-12. Parsons takes a snap. Here comes a blitz, and wait a minute. Play is blown dead. We got a false start on the Rams. Well, I mean, you're down 33-12. You might as well go ahead and still go for it with 8:56 left to go in the game.
Why not?
Maybe if they convert, it's a 19-point game, so it's still a 3-score game. So that means the line of scrimmage, now the 8-yard line to go for 2. And they go on the empty set with 5 wides. Play clock is at 2, it's at 1. They're going to call a timeout. Boy, this is a frustrating conversion attempt here for this Berkner team. First, the false start, then they have to use a timeout.
Yeah, that's something, again, we were talking about those lists you do of things you want to work on, try to improve. That's definitely one from Berkner's perspective to write down. A frustrating point, as you mentioned, to get a penalty and then to turn around on the next one, not be able to get it.
So we'll stay right here for this timeout before the 2-point conversion.
Riddle Brothers Roofing is an award-winning roofing company that services the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We're experienced roofers with both commercial and residential roofs and have lots of experience with claims and can assist you with your insurance company. We provide only the best quality roofing material in the industry to ensure you get a quality roof that will last for many years to come. Call Riddle Brothers Roofing for your roofing needs.
Okay, here we go. They'll go for 2 from the 8-yard line. Same formation. There's Aiden Parsons with that touchdown pass. A great play, though, by Ty Crothers to make that catch in traffic. Here's the snap to Parsons. Looking to the end zone. Fires, and that's picked off. That's Ashworth down the sideline. And he had a chance to cut back, and he fell down. He could have got 2 points there, but when he cut back, he fell down. And now he's hobbling just a little bit, headed to the sideline. So it
Hang
stays
in there, 7.
Yeah, 33-12 our score. We're going to step away for a quick timeout. Rockwall up by 19, actually up by 21, pardon me. It's Rockwall football on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Zach Riddle with Riddle Brothers Roofing and Construction. We're proud to be your local roofing experts right here in Rockwall. Whether it's storm damage, a roof replacement, or just making sure your home is protected, we bring quality craftsmanship and a commitment to doing things the right way. We're also proud to support the Rockwall Yellowjackets this season because building strong roofs and building a strong community go hand in hand. From our family to yours, sting 'em, Jackets.
Welcome back, everyone, here to Wildcat Ram Stadium. And now the Rockwall expecting an onside kick with Berkner now down 33-12 after their first offensive touchdown. And they'll kick it, a squib kick instead. Live ball, but it's going to bounce out of bounds around the 27-yard line. And so Rockwall get great field position here. The offense has been a little stagnant last couple drives. Like to get some momentum and get some bright spots here in the fourth quarter.
And probably open things up. Got a couple of different personnel playing, but you're exactly right. Or some additional players getting take advantage of the opportunity here. But you're right. You want to get something going for the offense.
Well, they're having a hard time trying to spot this ball. It went out of bounds around the 27. They're going to spot it at the 30. See, I thought it would be spot at the 35. I never understand that rule sometimes where they spot it when it's kicked out of bounds. So Rickard and the Jackets offense back out there. First down from the 30. Kendall Johnson in motion. He had a touchdown catch earlier. Up the middle, that's Castro. He's been a busy guy here in the second half. Got about 4 on first down.
Good hole. He hit it hard, but a good job there defensively for Berkner being able to close that hole, recover quickly.
Castro has the most carries of any running back tonight. And you're looking that up right now, but
yeah, 9 carries on the night. As you mentioned, it was his 9th carry of the night. You said 4 yards on that one, so 9 carries for right at 40 yards.
2nd down and 6 now for Rockwall. Berkner brings the blitz. Gives it right back up the middle. Nice cut there, but still corralled for a gain of only 2. And now 3rd down. And for Berkner, they're trying to get some momentum headed into their week 2 game after they were down 26-0 at halftime, down 33-0 at one point in the 3rd quarter. And the Rams have scored the last 12 points. Boy, they jumped off sides again. That's at least maybe 4 offsides calls tonight.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 5, but you very well might be right.
4 or 5.
4 or 5, and that one wasn't close. He's come around the offensive lineman still in his set, so.
Again, I always say.
Gotta love the aggressiveness, but that's.
Yeah.
Sorry, but yeah.
I mean, I feel like you got to give a lot of credit to the quarterback. I mean, he knows how they're just right now getting ready to jump, and he sees it every time, a hard count.
Yeah, you definitely got to give it to the quarterback, and then again, when you draw that guy that far off sides and the offensive line doesn't even budge.
Up the middle, it's Castro slicing through. Moving the pile forward to just the 48-yard line. That's a gain of 7 yards. And I think Coach Brooks at this point would be content just to run the ball. Castro lost his helmet, so they'll have to take him off for at least one play.
Castro, the 5'9", 175-pound junior. Yeah, when you take a look at these guys, you think with Hatcher and, of course, Hankins, those 2 guys full steam ahead, but Castro does it just as well. As you mentioned, Castro now with 11 carries on the night, or 11 carries on the night, so leading in terms of how many times he's carried the football.
Jacoby Hankins is in, and he bowls his way through. Look at that pile moving forward. Man. Green jerseys cannot stop him until the whistle's finally blown. That's a gain of 9 for Jacoby.
This big offensive line leaning on you all night long. It's big offensive line for the Yellowjackets leaning on you all night long, and those trying to tackle these 3 different running backs. That's a chore.
His combination, his combination of speed and power. I mean, you feel like he's going to have a chance to play at the next level, don't you?
Exactly, absolutely. Again, senior, 5'11", 201-pound senior. And then, as I mentioned, again, combine that with, we talked about Castro's size, 5'9", 175-pound senior is Hatcher. Explosive and patient is AJ.
There's Hankins. He runs through an arm tackle. Can't bring him down with an arm tackle. He runs up the middle for another 12 yards. And another Jackets first down. I mentioned before, Coach Brooks and that staff, they're just content. Hey, we're going to give it the number 9, maybe again number 5, and just keep giving it up the middle until they can stop us.
18th first down of the night for the Yellowjackets. 300 yards of total offense. Over 170 yards rushing tonight as a team.
Quarterback Brent Rickards got 2 touchdown passes, 2 picks tonight. And we haven't mentioned this, he's got some offers from Division II school, Southwest Baptist over in Missouri. Division III Millsaps. I'm sure he'll get some more offers as this season progresses. As another first down run by the Jackets. And that clock, this drive started around the 9-minute mark. They're already melted off about 4 minutes now.
And again, what I was mentioning earlier, it's an interesting spot to be in from Yellowjackets, being able to extend or being able to establish this running game at this level this early in the season. Need to do improvement or work in the passing game. That's kind of the opposite of what Rockwall's used to. That quick strike offense, able to throw the football all over the field, get down quickly, but sometimes struggling controlling that clock, especially early in the year. So this is new for Rockwall, but I definitely say that I think it's something Coach Brooks would take and will, in terms of confidence and being able to focus in and continue to develop, continue to improve in the passing game. I think he'll definitely take where they're at now, the level of offensive line play and what they've been able to do on the ground tonight. This is crazy.
Braden Puffer with that last reception in the flat. He picked up 5 yards. Well, they say usually early in the season the defense is ahead of the offense as far as execution goes. And in passing a lot of times, that's all about timing. Oh, bad snap, and Rickard could not hold on to it. They had the pounce on it. That'll be a loss. And now it's going to be 3rd down and long here for Rockwall. Now let's see what they do in a 3rd and long. Again, I know the game has already been decided as far as the outcome goes. You're up 33-12. Yeah, you'd probably expect another run play here.
Yeah, exactly. I like how we're going on that, though, but operate in a vacuum. We know what the overall outcome is. Okay, now, in these situations, what are we going to do? In a 3rd and 9 spot like this, what's this offense going to do?
Well, they'll bring out 3 receivers to the far side. Castro's the running back, and now timeout called from the Rockwall sideline. We'll take a timeout with them and be back in just a moment. It's Rockwall 33 and Richardson Berkner 12 on the Rockwall ISD Sports Network.
You know that Rest Haven has been a part of this community for over 50 years. Dwayne and Ann Kane founded this business in order to take care of the families in the community. I've taken on that, and I want to keep doing it for each and every one of you. I grew up here in Rockwall, and it's important to me that this community continues to operate the way it always has. That is neighbor taking care of neighbor. When I lost my dad, Rest Haven took care of my family, and it is my intention to take care of as many families as I can in the future.
Now the timeout. Rockwall has 2 timeouts left here in the second half. Berkner with 1. So it's 3rd down at the Berkner 31-yard line. 3rd down and 9. Let's see if they do run the ball once again. Castro's the running back. He's going to play fake, look into the sideline. He throws for Johnson, and that's incomplete. Just threw the ball the way it looked like.
Yeah.
It'll be 4th down and 9. Now, this is one of those interesting situations where you're really you're too far for your field goal. You're too close for a punt. You just go for it, I would think, right here.
That no man's land.
That's a 48-yard attempt if you try to kick it right here.
2 or 3 weeks down into the season, we've got this passing game rolling. This is kind of a no-brainer. You find yourself in this spot, but
well, they will indeed go for it. Same formation, 3 receivers. Play action. He rolls to his left. Rickard pressure in his face, and he throws as he's hit, and it's incomplete. And a couple of Rams down now as well. So we have 3:13 left to go in the game. Turned over on downs on Rockwall, and it will go back to the Berkner Rams. And so ever since that pick 6 by Daquan Dunn, Rockwall has not scored since then. And now Berkner probably one final possession here before this one is tied up and done for the night. This game brought to you in part by Griffin Heat Shield, a proud supporter of Rockwall ISD Athletics. Visit their website. It's griffinheatshield.com for more information. Join us next Friday. We hope to see you in person. And it's the home opener for the Jackets, hosting Lake Travis, the Cavaliers. That'll be 7 o'clock a week from tonight. And, of course, every game also right here on Rockwall ISD Sports Network on YouTube.
Be fun to kick the season, the home portion of the season off next week, next Friday night, as you mentioned, against a good team like Lake Travis. So while we're so happy to have everybody join us on the network, we'd love to pack that stadium, fill that place up with the orange and white, and let the folks know from Lake Travis that they're in Rockwall.
Talk about a schedule. You got Lake Travis, the North Crowley. Two top 10 teams back to back. All right, so it's 1st and 10 for Berkner. And now they're going to bring in a new quarterback. And he'll take the carry. That's the Little Dunn, Demarion Dunn, we were told the third string tailback, and he gets a first down the first time he touches the football.
My goodness.
Yeah, Demarion Dunn is his name. His big brother's Daquan Dunn, who had the senior at the pick 6 when he went 82 yards. This kid's a junior. He's listed as the backup quarterback.
First play pretty impressive for him.
I was going to say.
Okay.
Yeah, that was impressive. Let's see now if he can throw the football or
what
how
else
versatile can he be? Clock is running. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle. A couple of broken tackles. As Nelson will try to bounce it outside. He'll cross the 50-yard line in the Rockwall territory. And that'll be a gain of 10 yards for Monty Nelson, who had 2 fumbles in the first quarter, kind of set the tone for this game. It's a first down for Berkner with just over 2 minutes left to play the contest. And Rockwall's on their way to a season-opening victory.
Of course, you mentioned next week taking on Lake Travis, and week 4, wrap up non-district, that game against North Crowley. The week 3 game is not against a slouch by any means. Got Louisville coming into Rockwall. That'll be homecoming. And then, of course, with district matchups with, state-ranked Longview and then loaded North Forney, loaded Forney. A much improved, ready to go, well-coached Roy City team. And, of course, Coach Webb's Hawks, week in and week out. Yellowjackets are going to have be ready to go. They're going to have to be ready to play because very, very tough schedule. But as far as a fan's perspective is concerned, some really, really neat, some really, really good football ahead. This is going to be a fun season for the Yellowjackets and for Yellowjacket fans.
All right, just 2 minutes left to play in this one. As Berkner, chance to cut into this Rockwall lead. Make it more respectable in the final score. Handoff up the middle. Couple yards there. Brings up a second down and about 7. Well, Berkner had just one winning season since 2011. That was in 2023. They finished 6-5. They haven't won a playoff game in over a decade as well. And they're a program again trying to turn the corner. They went to the playoffs 3 straight years until last season. Struggled mildly in the first half tonight. Looked better in the fourth quarter here. It's Nelson again. He gets the handoff, and he will burst outside for a first down. It's going to be too little, too late now for the Rams.
Again, we talked about Rockwall, what they've got ahead of them, but, from Berkner's perspective, again, rough first half. Much better in the fourth quarter, as you just said, Jeremy, but, young team, lots and lots of talent, so, Coach Bryant's going to coach these guys up, and I think they'll be a force to reckon with in the back half. They get going into district. Continue to coach his talent up.
Now, if I'm going to give, we're going to give away quickly in the last 60 seconds here, here's Dunn to take off, and he got knocked off his feet inside the 35-yard line. Good open field tackle there by Jimmy Polium. He's had a couple of hard hits tonight. Players of the game, I'm going to start off with defense. I think you got to go with Christian Lawyer.
Okay. Yes, I would agree.
I mean,
Christian
Lawyer had a big night.
Christian Lawyer, I'd give my player of the game. I'd give me a hats off, no question, to Wade Day up front.
Yes.
Able to pressure, a couple of big plays, securing that middle spot up front there for that 3-3 stack defense. But yeah, Christian Lawyer had a very, very good game on the defensive side.
Nelson again around the right side. And he breaks 2-3 tackles, stays on his feet, still going inside the 20 to the Rockwall 15, and that's the way the game will end. Now, there is a flag down. Game cannot end on a defensive penalty if that is a defensive flag.
Tim,
Hold the phone.
I think it's going to be against the green and white, maybe? Yes, sir.
Yeah, the officials looking to the Rockwall coaching staff. They say decline it, and that is it. This one's in the books. Our final score tonight, it's the Rockwall Yellowjackets 33 and the Richardson Berkner Rams 12. As the Jackets get the victory here in their opener of 2025. And so, David, we'll look at the stats here as we'll pull those up. But early on, the safety on an errant snap on a punt Quickly, it would lead to a touchdown. The following drive on a touchdown pass, 10 yards out to the tailback, Caden Castro. Then another touchdown run by A.J. Hatcher is quickly 16-0 within 3 minutes at the end of the first quarter. And it just seemed like from that point on, Rockwall seized control.
Yep, that's it. That kind of set the tone early. Berkner was really caught flat-footed, kind of caught those guys offhand, and just really couldn't get anything going. As we said earlier, as I mentioned, momentum's huge in all facets of sport, regardless of what level you're playing on. But it's so big in high school football, and definitely here early in the season. And you're right, Jeremy. Berkner just couldn't really get anything going after that 3 months. 3 minutes, and Rockwall just punched those guys punch them in the face, and they weren't able to recover. But a good win tonight, all over for the Yellow Jackets. Again, there's things, just as you said earlier, at any point in the season, but specifically early, it's easy to identify things that you need to focus in on and improve on. But overall, again, a big win tonight, and lots to be thankful for, lots to be pleased for from a Yellow Jackets perspective.
Take a quick look at the stats.
Absolutely. We'll talk about Berkner real quick. 180 yards of total offense, 9 first downs for the Rams, 142 of those yards in the air, 38 on the ground. Parsons, the quarterback, was 10 of 19 for 142 yards, threw for 1 touchdown. That was Ty Crothers that caught that one. He had 4 catches for 93 yards and 1 touchdown. Kamari Davis had 3 receptions for 32 yards. Corday Freeman had 2 for 16, 1 for 1 yard for DeMonte Nelson. On the ground, DeMonte Nelson was the leading rusher for the Rams, 9 carries for 37 yards, 1 carry for 16 yards for Daquan Dunn. Demarion Dunn had 1 carry for 12 yards. Josiah Shell had 3 for 5, and Crothers himself had 1 carry for 3 yards. Parsons kept it 8 times for -7 yards rushing. We'll switch sides for the Yellow Jackets. 300 yards of total offense tonight for Rockwall. 17 first downs, 136 yards through the air, and 164 yards on the ground. Rickard finished the night at 14 for 27 for 141 yards. 3 touchdowns, did have the 2 interceptions. Leading receiver tonight, 2 receptions for 42 yards for Braden Puffer. Jacoby Hankins had 4 catches for 30 yards. Luke Leach had 2 for 21. Ryan Wiley 1 for 16, but it was a big one. It was a touchdown. Kendall Johnson 2 catches for 13 yards, one of those being a touchdown as well. Caden Castro had 2 catches for 12 yards, one of those for a touchdown. 1 reception for 7 yards for Zayden Edwards. On the ground, A.J. Hatcher had 7 carries for 65 yards, had 1 touchdown score. That's a 9.29 yards per carry average. Jacoby Hankins, 9 carries for 57 yards. Caden Castro had 11 carries tonight for 48 yards. Rickard kept it 5 times for 10 yards. So once again for the Yellow Jackets, in the 33-12 win tonight, the 33 points scored, 300 yards of total offense for Rockwall tonight.
Real quick, a couple scores before we sign off here. How about Heath? They have rallied back the lead at Highland Park now. It's 45-42 Hawks.
Whoa, wow.
Midway in the fourth quarter, and it's a final. Lake Travis trounces Arlington Martin 48-21. Lake Travis coming to town at Rockwall next weekend. Well, that'll do it for us here this evening. Big thank you again to Jet and Lisa and the whole gang who's helped us out. Chris at Rockwall ISD, and of course Mesquite Billy, our cameraman. For David Sweet, this is Jeremy Bryan saying goodnight here from Wildcat Rams Stadium, where the final score, the Rockwall Yellowjackets 33 and the Richardson Berkner Rams 12. We'll see you next Friday night. Good night, everyone.